What's going on? What's going on? All right, you know what time it is. You know what rhyme it is. I'm your gracious host, A6, and this camera's blurry as hell. What in the hell is going on with this camera? Give me 1 second to get this straight. There we go. Much better. What's going on? All right, it's your gracious host A6. You know what time it is. You know what rhyme it is. We're here live and direct, live in effect. You know, had a little technical difficulty there, a few little, hang ups here and there, but that's just the way the cookie crumbles when you're out here moving a group. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, we are here now. So who we got in the chat? What's good, Civic Maker? Good to see you here, man. My man got perfect attendance. Give him the award already. What up, dear? What's going on? What's going on? My man Keith Lamont's another one who's always here. LOE gang, what up? What up? Mr. Von Doom, yes indeed. My man Von Doom coming through again. Thank you so much. But yes, sir, we got a few things to discuss today. How was everybody's holidays or whatever you call it, if you even celebrated or whatever, time with your family, whatever the case may be? How was everybody's weekend? What up, Magic? Blessings. Thanks for this knowledge. What are the 10 superpowers that hop out of? Yeah, I got you. Give me a second. We'll get to that later though. If you remind me again later on, yeah, because we got some other things to we got some other things to drop. What up, Alfonso? What's going on, man? What up, Mel? Yes, sir. Bronx National, Bronx in the house. What up? What's good? Yes, indeed. Yeah, we are here. We are here. All right. I got a chance to really sit back and relax. Not as much moving around. I basically just let my mind wander this whole damn weekend. I ain't get no reading done. Well, I'm lying. I got a little bit of reading done because it's hard to sit still once you start learning this stuff. But for the most part, I just was unwinding, chilling, relaxing. But we got some things to cover. We got some things to cover. What is going on with this live? It feels like, does this look choppy to you? This thing looks choppy. That's weird. All right, we're gonna press on. Let's go ahead and share this first. I think I know what it is too. Hold on. Had a bunch of things that pulled up. Let's talk about this right here first. So I don't know how many of you heard about this, but get that out the way. I can scroll up. Here we go. Why is there so many damn ads on this thing? Sheesh. They want you to do everything under the sun. All right, so this is hundreds of sheep walk in a circle for over 10 days in China's Inner Mongolia. All right, let's show you exactly what's going on here. I might have to mute it though, because I'm not sure what the sound's gonna say. Yeah, so I've seen a few reports of this, and I don't think it was just in China though. This was in a few different areas. They just like literally walking around in circles. All right, so let's read the article. So it says, this is the this is the New York Post, I believe. There ain't no sheep with this counting, whatever the hell that means. Dozens of sheep have been eerily walking around in a circle for 12 days straight in northern China's Inner Mongolia region. The bizarre behavior captured on surveillance video shows a large flock continuously marching clockwise in a near perfect circle on a farm. Some other sheep can be seen watching from the outside the rotation, while others at times stand motionless in the center. I saw that too. Video of the strange scene was tweeted Wednesday by Chinese state-run outlet People's Daily, which reports the sheep are perfectly healthy and the cause of the behavior remains a mystery. Of course it is. The sheep owner, identified as Miss Mile, claimed that the spectacle began with a few sheep before the whole flock joined in. Metro reported. Although there are 34 sheep pens in the farm, only the sheep in one of the pens, number 13, have been acting this way. I swear it writes itself. Like you ain't even gotta really say nothing. You know what I mean? It writes itself. They've been on the move now since November 4th. It's unclear whether they stop to eat or drink. So they said 34 sheep pens and the 13th one, right? All right, keep track of the numbers. All right. So there was one out of the 34 which was not moving in the direction or the way it should have been moving. So there are 33 sheep pens, in other words, that are moving how they should have been moving. So there's 33 sheep cooperating, one set of sheep in another region that are not cooperating. All right. Now, this can mean a lot of different things depending on how we look at this. All right. But we know numbers play a significant aspect in the way all of these things happen. The numbers are very important. So I mean, this can be applied to something else uh, of sorts, where sheep did what they were supposed to do, but there's one particular region where quote unquote sheep are not doing what they're supposed to do, and they're getting together and they're doing their own thing. Just putting it out there, make what you want of the situation. Some speculated the sheep's behavior could be caused by a bacterial disease called listeriosis, also known as circling disease. I tell you, they got a disease for everything to basically make you look the other way, or not us, but the other sheep, the sheep to look the other way. Oh, yeah, there's nothing to see here. There's a condition for this. Everything's okay, right? All right. Initially, affected animals are anorectic, depressed and disoriented. They may propel themselves into corners, lean against stationary objects, or circle towards the affected side, said according to Merck Manual. Outbreaks typically occur as a result of spoiled or low quality silage, according to Merck Manual. In sheep and goats, however, death usually occurs within 24 to 48 hours after symptoms are observed. All right. So they basically they laid that on the table. So what say you guys? So what do you guys think about it? Me personally, I think it could be there's a lot of metaphors going around everywhere. So it could easily be a metaphor for something. You know what I mean? We all know the New York Post is not exactly um a unbiased news source, so to speak. But yeah, that's some very interesting stuff. Very interesting indeed. And the numbers, what are the odds? It's always the numbers, 13, 33, 47. You know what I mean? Like, it's always the numbers, man. It makes you wonder, huh? What up, Jay Black? What's good? What's good? Magic was good. Was good. There are two other ones to press the like button. Let's get the likes up. Put up the banner. Yeah, I keep forgetting. You know what? She be on me. I'll be forgetting to put the damn banner up. Yes, indeed. The banner is right there. 100%. Thank you. Thank you. Alfonso, I have a question. Turn it over. I'm not talking about that right now, Alfonso. Stay that for later, bro. I got you. Look, wait, my son was actually born 3 years ago. Okay, that's what's up, man. Congratulations on that, man. It's a beautiful thing. Turkey baby. Yes, sir. If you're not better, I'm trying to stick to the topic. I'm assuming these are old posts though. Before I bring the topic up, we'll get to that. They're making crop circles. That's a good one. You know what's crazy, Magic? That's the first thing I thought of when I heard of them moving around in circles. I was like, yo, you know, I wonder what that has to do with that whole situation. But then if you really think about it, man, if you go back and watch the Thor movie, which one was it? I think it was the first movie. Whenever he was use that hammer and have what's his name? What's the guy's name? Ah man, what is the guy's name? The guy that always beams him up. It's on the tip of my tongue. Uh, I can't remember what the hell his name is, but the black guy with the gold armor and the colored eyes or whatever, and he transports some Heimdall is what his name is. He transports them all the way up. Whenever he gets transported, wherever that big beam of light comes down, it leaves an odd design. And it's like, yo, are they telling us exactly how them circles was made? You know what I'm saying? Like, is it like a portal of some sort? Is that what's going on? Because we all know again they got is chaos magic. They tell you exactly what's going on. They reveal the secrets. It's just up to you to absorb it or not. A lot of questions get answered. Damn, round your partner, Dosey though. What's up, Mike? I seen that. Never looked into it, but they kind of do the same thing in water. Shoot them in sonar waves, make whales beach themselves, and scramble the poor fish's brains. Yeah, that's true. That's actually true. Another popular theory to that whole entire thing, why birds were dropping out of the sky and fish were docking in the wrong area, they're supposed to be all attached to what's called a life grid, or like a living grid. The earth being alive, it has a pulse, and it's like a life grid that pulsates around it. You can call it the kundalini or any of that. If you want to start getting into the spiritual aspect, there's a lot of different fields that a living being has. There's a bunch of them. So the earth has its own, and supposedly the animals are on that frequency and they're tuned into the earth. They're saying this is why birds know when to fly before it gets really cold. This is why where fish know where to swim at. And they're saying that the reason being is because the field is thrown off. So these fish end up docking themselves in the wrong spot. Birds end up dropping because they don't comprehend exactly where they're supposed to be at. There's a lot of different reasons for it. And with everything going on, what's to say that there isn't a situation where these sheep are picking something up from that grid and they're learning to adapt to it. Uh, but which brings another question too. Do you think domesticated animals are still connected to the grid? Because if they haven't been out there in the wild and they haven't had to use their senses to find food, do you still think it's a thing that they're hooked up to the grid? I mean, I would think that like if you have like a house cat, you know what I mean, that isn't you know, doesn't go out in the wild, just always in the house, always gets fed, brung meals, cleaned up after. Like, what's to say that this cat will be able to actually adapt to that earth grid, that living grid? That's what I wonder. So like that really, that's the question that I do have. But yeah, they're saying a lot of that was happening because it could be from them sonar waves from those clouds they're basically controlling the weather with. You can see the ripples in the clouds whenever they shoot those waves to change the temperature. That could be it too. You know, could be an interference. Don't sheep follow each other anyway? Yeah, they do follow each other, but like how often have you seen sheep do something like this? I would think it would be within their behavior. You know what I mean? If there was a case of them doing this a lot, I've never heard of them doing it though. But that's why I'm bouncing it off you guys. The numbers are weird. I say that much. The numbers they're awfully weird. I will say that the numbers are weird. It's always some shit with the numbers. Maybe geological event of geomagnetic nature. There you go. Could be that. Could be it too. Maybe one sheep wanted to go one way and said, "I'm gonna let the others follow." Hey, it could be some kind of you know, who knows? It could be some kind of operation or something. Psyop, who knows? As far as the sheep, the same for sheeple too. Yep. Yes, indeed. Not so much in perfect circles, and definitely not for 12 days straight. That's another thing. That's another thing. The 12 days, like, yo, you know what I mean? That's crazy. 100%. I agree with that. For 12 days, my G? Are they walked around in circles for 12 days? That's crazy. A man said Loki. The other guy, I'm talking about Hamdo. The 33 governed sheep and 13 representing the COVID being self-governing. Hey, he hit the nail right on the head, man. Cause just look at what's happening. Look at what's happening. Look around you, man. Look around you. Look at the C19 thing. Look how many people fell in the line. You can't even go to countries now. I don't think there's probably a few countries, there's not many, but there's very few countries who you can't go there without at least getting a swab up your nose. You know what I'm saying? It ain't gonna happen. Even if it's like, all right, we relax our whatever, but yo, you got to get this swab at least. Nah, that's crazy. But most states, most countries rather are on that type shit. But yeah, yeah. This right here is the answer. That's my answer right there. You know what I'm saying? Look around you, man. What's all the other nations doing compared to what we're doing? You know? Hey, something to put out there, man. They should analyze the soil and the ground at the heart of the circle. Agreed. What up, Jared? And it says for days. Yes, I believe house pets are still linked to the natural forces, which is familiars. Cats are domesticated and still spiritually linked. Interesting. Yeah, okay. So it's not even just a fact that they were out there and had to hone their senses. It's a fact that they're naturally connected to the grid. So they already know what's up. He says 12 days they would die in that same circle. I mean, that's what they're supposed to. What if there's something we're missing though? What if that's not the case only in that particular circumstance? Or a certain amount of them participate. You know what I mean? Like, let's say like even a life force type of thing. You know what I mean? They're all contributing their life force for this one purpose, and it's a synergy. You can't see it with the camera, but there's a synergy thing there, like a metaphysical type thing that they're all feeding off of each other. You know what I'm saying? Like, have you ever been in a situation where you have, let's say, like two or three, let's say you were in school or whatever, right? And you got a group of four or three. Let's say, for instance, everybody in that group is fully invested in the project of what needs to be done. Like, yo, we're all gonna to basically kind of like what we're doing now, but except y'all are in close vicinity and you all four have the same goal. Yo, doesn't it feel like you get an extra boost of energy when you're dealing with people that are on the same path as you? Like if you're literally within quarters, like, all right, look, we all gonna work together for this goal. And then people start coming up with ideas. You pick out the good ones, or you sharpen the good ones, or people pick out a good idea and add to it to make that good idea stronger. And then all four of you execute. You know what I'm saying? It's the same way if like you're doing carpentry or something. People be wondering how those Latinos or those whoever's working on those construction sites, they wonder how fast they can put them damn buildings up. Like, yeah, they put them up fast because they know how to work together. And this is something that's very common in a lot of the uh, households in other countries, like countries that are less fortunate, so to speak. Like you'll literally have, you know what I'm saying, everybody contributing. Like, yo, they have, all right. So you have a bunch of people in one house and everybody's working at the same place. They all bring home the same money and they all contribute to all the bills. One meal gets made and they all take a piece of the meal for their lunch. You know what I'm saying? It's unity. So they all contribute. And when you got that many people working together, everything pretty much can compile a lot faster. Think about this, for instance. Let's say we're in a situation where you had a house. This don't really happen here for the most part because the quote unquote American dream is to get your own stuff, which I think is crazy. Because if you really think about it from this particular aspect, it makes more sense. Like, what if you had a situation where everybody was living in the same spot, right? Like, let's say you have family members. Family members beef, but let's say for one particular goal, family members say, you know what, let's make this happen. And you got 10 family members that want to basically get in one house, right? Everybody's working, everybody's chipping in. Ain't nobody, being shady with the cheese. Everybody's chipping in. They might keep a little bit of spending change for themselves, but there's one big pot that everybody's putting and chipping into, right? With that said, if a car, one of the cars break, it might be one car per four people, one car per five people, however it works out. But if one of them family cars breaks down, there's a giant fund that they draw from. It's just like a trust, literally, but it's a giant fund they draw from. So they got a bunch of cash they put away in order to fix whatever problem comes along. They all work together and they put their energy together and they use that fiat or Federal Reserve notes to basically take care of those bills that are due. So with that said, you know what I mean? This is something that has been used in order for these people to work together. So what I'm saying is that energy just from having to contribute to that one thing, that set of rules, you know what I'm saying? That's why I tell y'all, like, there really is the only difference between like street gangs and government agencies and such is, like, I would say, like an EIN number, really. You know what I mean? EI, because they got a military, they got finance, they got a government, like they got everything. They just don't do the EIN and they don't do trust and all that stuff. It technically is kind of a trust, but they'll never tell you that. But hey, speaks for itself. But yeah, so getting back to what I was saying, what if there was a synergy thing where that wasn't simply the case? It's something more deeper than that, man. You know what I mean? Just opening the mind. What up, James? What's going on? Nah, Heimdall's what I was talking about. Yeah, he's in Heimdall's in Asgard. He's the gentleman that was in charge until Thanos beat the shit out of him. But he was the gentleman that was in charge of beaming people into Asgard or not. He controlled the gate. Yeah, that's what I was talking about. But food for thought, man. All right. All right, let's talk about this right here next. Let's talk about good old fashioned TSA. the three letters everybody goddamn hates. Nobody likes TSA. You know what I'm saying? They put something out a week ago. TSA was able to find somebody. Somebody was trying to bring a razor. What was it? A knife or something like that on a flight. I can't remember what it was. Somehow it got past the original security, but they found it the second. Don't know how they found it, but they found it eventually. So everybody was like, "Oh, thank God for TSA." But yeah, listen, man, I got my own theory about the TSA thing because let me tell you something. All right, I think the whole TSA thing. We'll get to the article in a minute, but I'm telling you, I think the whole TSA thing stemmed. Have you listen? When you get a chance, go watch the DB Cooper special on Netflix. Whenever you get a chance, go watch the DB Cooper special on Netflix. I'm telling you, yo, DB Cooper was a psyop too. I'm telling you, bro. There's no way. Listen, it's so convenient. Something always has to happen. And the people's right to travel had been well established since what 1958, I think it was. The Kent v. Dawes, that case. The right to travel was well established at that point. So, the government does not have the authority to interfere with a private citizen's right to travel. I think that's what the words were for the case or something like that. So, listen, you literally had a situation where there's a guy who threatened everyone on board and jumped off the plane into the night with a bunch of jewelry or whatever the hell some ridiculous story, and they never found the guy. Right. So, dude, I'm telling you, bro, like, nah, man. Listen, they cracked down on the airport security at that point. Then you had the Patriot Act, the 9/11 thing. Then you had the guy BWI with the he had supposedly had a bomb in his tennis shoe. This was supposedly here. I just remember hearing the news articles about it, but supposedly there was a gentleman at BWI that tried to get into the plane with a bomb in his tennis shoe, and they caught him. And all right, look, now we need more restrictions. Now you got to take your shoes off when you go through TSA. You see what I'm saying? Like, yo, it's always something that happens to make them take away more rights. Like, it's a pattern, every time, like, oh, look, we need y'all to give up some more of your freedom so you can be safe. So now we got to take our shoes off. We got to do this, that, and the third. Belt off. Hold your pants up with your hands. Empty your pockets. Put everything in the basket. It's just a whole lot of nonsense. You know what I'm saying? I'm telling you. I think the DB Cooper thing was a litmus test for people. Now, I can't prove it, but it only makes sense looking at the way everything else works. All right, so TSA is making another major change to airport security. You might see something new in the security line during your holiday travels. All right, what kind of fuckery do we have going on here? Traveling is a multi-step process when you're flying, from planning to booking tickets to actually getting on the plane. The airport presents its own challenges. You have to plan your transport to and from, check your bags, and then make it through the dreaded security line. We've all been conditioned to allow enough time to get through the checkpoint and make it to the gate on time, perhaps with a few extra minutes to grab a bite before boarding. But now the Transportation Security Administration announced a major change that could affect the screening process at your nearest airport. Read on to find out about the latest TSA update. All right, what kind of garbage are we talking about here? The screening process at the airport has undergone a number of updates since 2022. In April, TSA introduced a new computed tomography. Sheesh. In April, TSA introduced a new computed tomography scanning machines used to check carry-on luggage at checkpoints. According to the points guy, passengers were experiencing delays in the security line, even though TSA stated the new technology was intended to speed things up by eliminating the need to remove certain items. Listen, they always tell you that at first. This is going to speed things up. This is going to make you more safe. Convenience. Just give away, let us get a few more of your rights. Let's go ahead and contract away a few more of your rights and we can speed this thing up here. You know what I mean? This is what it is. It's exactly what it is. Whenever they soften you up with that crap in the beginning, you always know it's something on the back end. I'm telling you. And we're gonna see that in a minute. All right, where we at? The slowdown was attributed to training issues, which presented a large curve for officers. A TSA spokesperson told the Points Guy. In June, TSA rolled out the Credential Authentication Technology, CAT, which allowed passengers to have their identity confirmed without taking out a boarding pass. Now you already know. You are what is two things they can use to identify you without you taking out your boarding pass? You can be creative. Actually three, but since we're not talking about something else, it'll be two. Just on the outside of your body. What are the other two things to identify your who you are? You know what I mean? The machines can scan your photo ID at the checkpoint and confirm your identity via the secure flight database, which contains the names of all ticketed travelers for a 24-hour period. Lori Denkers, a TSA spokesperson, told CN Traveler. Now, these CAT devices are upping the ante by adding an extra layer of security. Get ready to have your picture taken. You know, y'all see what I'm saying now, right? You literally had a situation before the DB Cooper, and keep in mind the CIA was created in 1947, and the DB Cooper thing happened way after that. So I don't know, but anyway, get ready to have your picture taken, right? So listen, all right, you literally had a situation where before you could just buy a boarding pass, you didn't have to go through this long ass screening process, get right into the gate and get right on the plane. You know what I'm saying? And then it became an issue where you had to do this, that, and the third, get to a security line. You know what I'm saying? The security line was there, but you didn't have to take your shoes off. You had to walk through an X-ray machine. Then you had a lot of stuff that happened in the early 2000s. Now you got to take off your belt, you got to take off your shoes, but that's not enough. That's not enough. Now they want to take the freaking picture. All right, give it about 15, 20 more years. Right here. That's what it's going to be, and that's what time they on. Right here. It's slowly happening, bro. This is one of those things where it's a slow simmer. They cut the degrees up every few years. They turn a notch all the way. Next thing you know, you look at the notch and it's on 8. And you look 20 years ago, the motherfucker was on 4 or 3. Like, God damn, how the hell did we get to this point? But it's right here. Get ready to have your picture taken. According to a November 18th press release, TSA has introduced state of the art identity verification technology in the form of CAT2. The units are the next generation of CA2 technology and have been rolled out at Denver International Airport. Now, we already know about Denver International Airport. The Denver International Airport is infamous amongst our community because we already know what time they on and what time they've been on. You know what I'm saying? We already know what's up with that. So, you know what I'm saying? That's what it is. We already on point with that. The CA2 maintains all of the capabilities of its predecessor, meaning you won't have to present your boarding pass, but also has a camera that captures a real time photo of the traveler. The system then compares the photo ID on your the photo on your ID with the picture taken at the checkpoint. Once it confirms your identity, a TSA agent will let you know that you can proceed. At what point? At what point do we say, you know what? No. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, it's that's it for me. I'm done, bro. No, hell no. Looks like, hey, listen, bro. Type shit I'm on, bro. I'm gonna just have to get to that motherfucker a day in advance because I ace. No, you know what I mean. I'm not with it. Hell no. Let's keep going. Identity verification of every traveler prior to flying is a key step in the security screening process. Now keep in mind, right? It is possible to resist this. All right. It is going to be a process that you have to do to resist it. But you can get yourself put on. It's the same way when you get pulled over by a police officer. You know what I'm saying? It's the same. It's the same. It's the same thing. Tell me, it's the same thing. Maybe not the same process. Some people have said it is, but I don't haven't seen that yet. But listen, in order to get your right to travel back, because they're not supposed to be doing none of this shit at all. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, they still are under, even though they're a federal. They're actually a federal company or such, and they're all regulated by the federal policies and such. They're still under the Constitution, still. So even if they say, "Oh, well, look, you signed this, or you didn't even sign nothing, you bought this ticket, you agreed to this, blah 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 blah." At the end of the day, yo, none of that shit can stand against what Supreme Court already ruled. Supreme Court had already ruled in 1958 that the government does not have the authority to interfere with your right to travel. They don't have it. It don't exist. You see what I'm saying? So as far as this goes, this is a clear violation. You know what I mean? And the only way to put yourself in that the realm to not be bothered is you got to stand up and say, you know what, I ain't doing that shit. Now what? Bring your manager out here, bring whoever out here. Yo, you might have to go to court. You might have to sue the fuck out these men. You might have to put claims on bonds. It might get messy. You know what I'm saying? But this is a no-no, right? This is crazy. TSA embraces the use of this type of technology to enhance security and increase the efficiency of our operation. That's what it's always about. Increase efficiency and increase security. That's what they always say. You know what I'm saying? That's what it always is. TSA Federal Security Director for Colorado, Larry Niles, said in the release, "We are grateful for our partners locally who have been key in bringing this capability to DIN for the investment of TSA made in the security operations at DEN. Per the release, photos are not stored in the CAT2. Listen to this crap. Per the release, photos are not stored in the CAT2. Right, right. And your information, your data, or your strawman ends legious data is also not going to be leaked via any security breach or data hack. Or and of course not. That would never happen. You see what I'm saying? Like, yo, no. Who believes this? Who do people really still believe this? This is crazy. All right. Per the release, photos are not stored in the CAT2. And if you don't want your photo taken, you can choose to go through an alternate identity verification process. I wonder what that could be. There are a lot of concerns about whether we retain the images. The images are released immediately, so there is nothing in the system. Listen, bro. The only way I would believe that is if the actual CAT2 system was a some bitch that was standing there with one of them old school cameras, but when you snap a picture, the picture comes right out of the bottom and you got to shake it. And then he looks at the photo and looks at your ID and says, "You good?" And then gives you the photo for you to take with you. Other than that, I am not hearing it because a lot of this shit is digital, bruh. It's digital. You know what I'm saying? And here's the trickery. It says right here, per the press release, photos are not stored in the CAT2. That don't mean they're not stored in the cloud somewhere, though. That's the fuckery. That's the type of shit they be on. You know what I mean? That's what it is. There are a lot of concerns about whether we retain the images. The images are released immediately, so there's nothing in the system, Loud told CBS Radio. It's an extra layer of security for us. Who's us? A press release from TSA published on October 27th further confirmed that these units don't store your biometric information, and by the time the passenger behind you approaches, the information is deleted. Deleted from the CAT or the CAT2. Maintaining passenger dignity is an agency, excuse me. Maintaining passenger dignity is an agency prior to the new technologies like CAT2 should both enhance both transportation security and passenger experience then release states. All right, man. Excuse me, the release states. So look, this is crazy. All right, what I missed, man? I missed a lot of comments. Let me go back up. Jeez, they on some garbage. Steppenwolf, I think, was the bad guy's name that threw him. No, Steppenwolf was in the he was in the what was that? That was the what the hell was that dude's name? That's the other unreleased, uncut copy of the Justice League movie, I think. Yeah, Steppenwolf. I'm talking about Heimdall though. It was a knife in the laptop. Oh, okay, that's what it was. Got you. Yeah, I heard about it. I think the chemtrails are screwing with the animals for real, the trees, and polluting our waters. Yeah, hell yeah. I mean, but that's been the case though. What did they change the concoction of the formula? Because like, yo, that really has been the case. They've been doing that for how many years? I don't know how many years they've been messing around with that stuff. So I mean, that's nothing new. We already know that's the case. Inside Job season 2 on Netflix has an episode with the TSA in Denver. Bet. Good looking out on that. So Civic Maker be coming through with that heat. I'm about to watch that. I'll be watching that definitely this week. Hell yeah. All right, bet. You're looking out on that. Swabs are probably already continued. You know, that's a given there. Past time to fly private. Shouts out to DB Cooper. DB Cooper's a psychological operation. There ain't no DB Cooper. I mean, they literally told you that a fictional character from a fictional comic book was DB Cooper. So I mean, it ain't no damn DB Cooper. That shit was fake. Motherfucker jumps out of a goddamn airplane flight in the middle of the night in the storm. You know how fucking terrifying that shit is? That's impossible. Some dumbass. That's crazy. Hell no, I don't believe that shit at all. I thought it was dope at first because I thought dude jumped out in the daytime and had a parachute and landed somewhere in the mountains. This nigga jumped out at night apparently with the report show. Hell no, I ain't believing that. During a storm. Yeah, I'm good on that. Yeah, I'm good on that. I don't believe that at all. Facial recognition, DNA scans, and chips. Yep. Can't rock with it, man. Like I said, man, it might be you might have to stand up for your rights on that one because they will put you on a do not fuck with him list if you stand up. You know what I mean? Leave this nigga alone. Let this motherfucker just travel in peace because he'll start bringing up the Constitution. And, you know, next thing you know, we in front of a federal judge and he got the advantage in federal court because, you know, that's where all your rights are. They bound by the, you know what I mean? That's how they roll. So then if it don't go his way, he can always appeal to Supreme Court. You know what I'm saying? It's too much for him. My man said the fifth element. Minority Report. Okay. Damn. Yep. Absolutely. It's the boiling frog. Check out the link sent in chat. I don't see any links. Like the links don't post here unless I post them, so I can't see it. They might have. I think they censor them out or, you know, filter them out. You got pulled over. What happened, yo? They let me go aside from Supreme Court 18 United States Code 112. Okay, you gotta get on later and tell us about that, Mike. We want to hear about it. As a national cancer passport, have you go straight to the head of the line? I haven't seen that, to be honest, Alex, Albert. I've heard people talk about it, but I haven't seen it, man. And I've been on a few flights. I haven't seen it at all. You got the docs to back it up. They'll leave it alone. Don't give them no link and make sure you put everyone on notice. What you talking about? What am I missing? Anybody get their petition for the convention of state? Okay, you talking about something else. And if my sentence didn't make sense, I had a traumatic brain injury. That's why my speech is kind of choppy sometimes. I hope you're okay, man. You're still pushing her. That's what's up. Yes, sir. Six, anything can be a possibility for sure. Yes, indeed. They're trying to get everything on the grid slowly but surely. That's what I'm telling you. Like, you got to watch these little things that are popping up. I saw a Bitcoin machine inside of a 7-Eleven. I think the motherfucker took Bitcoin. You know, so these little pieces are popping up slowly. You know, that's what the whole thing about the C19 thing was. They needed time to sit down and say, yo, we are behind schedule. We got to make this stuff pop. That's what the whole thing was about. You know, we need these mofos to get mRNA in their blood. You know what I'm saying? Need that to happen. Need all this stuff to take place. All that. Watch Denver audits on YouTube, First Amendment, and that dude did an audit on Denver Airport. It's pretty cool. These dudes know the rights. Okay, Denver audits. We need to create an affidavit of image security and fee schedule. Use my image, pay me. Listen, I'm with it, but it ain't gonna be no 20,000. Hell no. You want to use my image? I'm gonna need. We gonna need some M's. Like I want to have to use my image one time, and I don't need to fly any private anymore, or public anymore. You know what I mean? After that, I can catch a private jet. You know what I'm saying? That's the kind of time I'm on. One time, all right, and let me get my slot me to check. Cut the check, goddamn it. Cut the check. Cut the check to the trust. Have you heard or seen the documentary? Yes, I did see that documentary, and I'm not gonna say a whole lot about it, because they're listening for that. You know what I mean? They're trying to there was an effort to censor information, but this shit is failing. It's failing horribly. Shit is coming out. It's kind of like, yo, you got one guy trying to hold one little kid trying to hold this whole entire closet full of junk that's stuffed toys and stuffed in it and trying to close the damn thing, but toys are falling out. He's struggling to close it, but more toys keep falling out, and it gets harder to close every time a toy falls out. That's what's happening with the information restriction now. So yes, I did see it, and it is. I mean, this is not something any of us are new to. We all knew this was happening. This is 1,000% what was going on. 1,000%. So yeah, this is a situation where people, the only people that are really watching it for the most part are the people who are aware. But yeah, the people who ain't aware ain't watching it, man, because I strongly believe either A, they stubborn as hell. I know some people like that. I know a guy. He does the most advanced mental gymnastics I've ever seen in my life to not believe this is what's happening. And when it comes to his other situations in his life, he never uses that kind of mental gymnastics. Like, dude, you see what's happening. Yeah, I see what's happening. I'm not stupid. And not what we're talking about with like other stuff. But yeah, I knew I'm not stupid. Such and such told me this, but I know what's really going on. But when it comes to this, it's like I have no idea. I don't think that's what's happening at all. I think that all right, whatever. So that's what it is. So I recommended him watch that documentary, which he won't. But I understand. People don't want to feel the burn, man. They don't want to feel the pain. You know what I mean? Shit, that shit could be shattering to some people. Animals were all brain sprayed with C19 patents do exist on C19 and 5G. So if you see I almost said it. If you see the documentary, they spin in circles sometimes right before dying. It's the okay. So you think it's the 5G? I didn't see him talking about that in the maybe I gotta watch it again because it was an hour long. I didn't see them mentioning them spinning in circles and then kicking the bucket. I didn't see that, but I saw a lot of symptoms though, and a whole lot of body anomalies. We'll put it that way. Though our affidavits and fee schedule were already filed, should already cover it. Yeah, but you still want to. We might have to get together and put together something, man, for the Nationals. Like, yo, listen, if you want to do this, this is what it's going to cost, and I don't want to hear no whining about it. If any of your trustees accept this fee, this is what it is. Or you can even do something like, yo, reach out and put the head of TSA on point before you travel. Like, look, this is what if y'all try to do this, you know, y'all gonna have to pay me. This is what y'all gonna have to cut the check. It ain't gonna be none of that. You know what I mean? His take this free information and do whatever the hell you please with it because they already doing that. They leaking out people's. They leaking out people's. Not people. They leaking out persons' social security numbers and persons' addresses and stuff like that. You think they not gonna do your picture too? It'll get to a point where you gotta use facial scan to even log into a website. You know what I mean? So like, what the hell, craziness, man. Karen Kingston has a sub stack and she found the patents, some well over a decade old on that C19. She's waiting on the right Addy to take them all out any day now. Listen, I'm gonna say something, all right. Good luck with that, because these mofos are taking people out the game over that info. Interesting stuff though. A60 providing valuable information. 30 people and only 4 likes. Come on. Oh, y'all ain't hitting a like button? Hey, hold on now. Let me find out y'all ain't hitting the like button. Might have to cut this mofo short. I mean, I ain't telling y'all to donate, but you could at least hit the goddamn like button. Y'all killing me. All right, let me see. Where we at? I'm about to see what's up right now. I'm about to see what's up right now. Say it ain't so. Say it ain't so, dear. Say it ain't so. Say it ain't so. No, I see 30 likes here. I see 30 likes. We got 30 likes here. We got 30. Okay. All right. All right. All right. We good. We good. All right. The link is in private. Okay, cool. Yeah, bet. I'm gonna look at that when I get on the Telegram. Thank you. Thank you. What up, Isaiah? What's good? What's good? The C19 patents were named C19 over 10 years ago. Pre-planned. Exactly. I even go as far as to say the poke wasn't rushed. They probably had that shit on the tuck for a minute. They know exactly what it does. It's top secret shit. They know exactly what it does, how long it takes, what the outcome will be. I may even go as far as they know exactly what it does to the reproductive system and offspring. It might even be a situation where even if you weren't um, pregnant at the time and you got the C19 joint, you know what I mean? Like even if like 2 years later you go try to reproduce, like yo, there's something that was changed. You know what I mean? Even the babies that are born that weren't even in the system, in the body when the shot was taken, the DNA's already been changed. So I believe that definitely. Statute 112, protection of foreign officials, official guests, and internationally protected individuals, persons, personas, whoever assaults, strikes, wounds, imprisons, or officers, offers violence to a foreign official, official guest. That means if they go overboard. Yeah, 100%. We're aware of that though. We got that for him. Yeah. He says it's curtains for him. Yes, sir. I saw a Bitcoin machine in the smoke shop in Topeka, Kansas Republic. It's coming, man. I'm telling you. A lot of people saying, yo, Bitcoin is gonna be garbage. Listen, y'all not getting the point. Bitcoin right now is very low on the totem pole because it's low right now. But it's still higher than a lot of other coins, though. But it's still low. But I'm gonna tell you something. That shit gonna skyrocket. That shit gonna skyrocket. I'm gonna tell you. Gold and silver. Or get yourself crypto. One of the others. It's affordable now. You know what I mean? Move at your own discretion. I think it's good to have all of them. Get some crypto, get yourself some gold and silver, just in case SHTF. You know what I mean? Always good to have that too. Won't go wrong. Usually, what up, Cantonio? What's up, man? Usually, people act like that are low key Masons. Yo, y'all be dumping on Masons. Not all Masons is bad though. Like, yo, you got some of them who be on some shit, but they be the ones who like, what I mean, hijack the symbols and stuff and use it for the wrong thing. You know what I'm saying? But you know, I don't think they're all bad though. Shit, Bad Wolf is a Mason. He cool as shit though. I got no problem with him. I met a few of them. I had a few offers, never accepted though. Yes, sir. There are patents that specifically state C19 5G waiver. Wow, yeah, that's crazy. If you want a Telegram group, Jill, can you send me that? I would love to see that. If I could give it 2 thumbs up, my man, yo, Jay Black, you the truth, son. Thank you, man. My man said, if I can give it 2 thumbs up, I do that. A Canadian doctor, William Mackey, said in the interview that unvaxxed patients are mentally ill and it should be, yeah, okay. Good luck with that. We ain't in Canada, champ. no, no disrespect, but nah. I'm not saying you in Canada though, but yeah, no, we ain't in Canada, bro. Good luck with that. Facts. You ask me, anybody who put that shit in their children's body is mentally incompetent. You know what I mean? You gonna let somebody put some shit in your children's body? You don't know what the fuck it is? That's crazy to me. You know what I mean? Like, yo, dude, nah, man. It don't make sense. The whole process. Think about this. All right, let's look at it from an overall perspective. The whole process of letting a stranger take a sharp object, and a lot of times you have to hold your child still because they'll keep moving. They know something's not right. I'm telling you, they know something's not right. Whenever that doctor's in the room, they can sense something is wrong. Something is not right here. They have you hold them tight, right? And you're gonna let a stranger take a sharp object and stab your child and put some shit in them that you don't know what it is. That shit is traumatizing, bro. Especially if you a man, you're supposed to be the protector. So you didn't just been all the way in the wrong now because you're supposed to be protecting this from happening, and you're literally facilitating it. But to me, that's a dishonor. I don't rock with it, yo. So nah, that don't make sense to me. You know what I mean? It don't make sense to me. That's traumatizing. You know, you're supposed to be the one protecting, and then the mom is supposed to be the nurturer. You're supposed to soothe them from crying. You're not supposed to let shit happen to them. It don't make sense. You know what I mean? It don't make sense. What's the name of the Telegram quick? Hit my email, bro. I'm gonna send it to you. Hit my email. My email's right at the bottom scrolling. Just hit that email down there. I got you. So many Bitcoin machines in Georgia, Decatur, Georgia. Yep, it's coming. It's coming. Bitcoin is the chosen one. I'm telling you, it's coming. Bitcoin is gonna be the one. It's coming. My man Iron Mini was on here 2 weeks ago. He thought that the coins were basically gonna be they're basically for the people. But listen, I don't know, man, because you know that Satoshi dude. I don't think he exists. You know, and shit. I don't think that he exists at all. I think that shit is put there on purpose, and that's what it is. You know what I mean? I don't believe that that's a situation where the people design it. Nah, I think there are coins that people design, but them shits is meandering. They ain't really doing nothing. But yeah, it's coming. A doctor said this would happen about the blood when they started with the jabs. Yep. Yeah, email me, Jill, please, please. Thank you. I didn't know Bad Wolf. Yeah, yeah, Bad Wolf's openly out there as a Mason. He's out there. He's not hiding nothing. You know, again, not all Masons is on some bullshit, bro. Like maybe the ones that you see in the news, and a lot of them. I'm gonna tell you something else. A lot of those ones that you see that's in Hollywood, they ain't even Masons. They in other groups. You know what I mean? So, you know, it ain't necessarily always that black and white. You know, somebody can take something as good, like you can take literally, for instance, if you in, let's say you into the occult physics, like magic and all that stuff. You know, magic has good and the magic has bad. It has something that can be used both ways. It's not that the magic itself isn't necessarily a negative. It's how you use it. So you can literally take somebody with you know, the beliefs of like let's say for instance the Masons, you know, and they can be on the positive aspect for it, helping people out, using the information and the knowledge to help people. But then you can have, you know, the opposite. It's the same thing, man. It's not everything's not black and white. You know, they condition us to be like, oh, Masons are evil. Oh, nah, it ain't that simple. It's not that simple. You can't even get you can't even get the pattern for what pattern. Yep. Oh, they guarding that with their lives. How many more lines will they come up with just across the? I'm telling you, black. I'm telling you, black. It's not a game out here. You know, it's always something. You know, but that's why you got to be vigilant. Once we get in that spot, we'll be good. You can't be lax because they're gonna throw another hurdle at you. You got to be ready to hop over that motherfucker. I'm gonna tell you something. It's gonna be a lot of hopping to be done when the machines roll out of them TSA ports. Whole lot of hopping. And tell you something. People with weak knees, yeah, this ain't the this ain't the race for you, man. Like I'm telling you something, you better be on point. You know, like I said, people might have to feel they might have to feel it, man, because you know you tell them you opt out or you don't want to be a part of it. They might not know what that means. You might have to show them. Hey, look, I ain't with it. And look, I tell you what, court, a federal lawsuit. How about that? Put that shit on the books. Y'all can't force people to engage in that shit. We know what's up. You're right. They're not all bad, but they know a lot. But it's like they can't acknowledge it being true because some info is supposed to be unknown to the masses. Yeah, yep, that's true. But you know, I'm gonna tell you something. I think some information is not for the public. Some shit is for the private. You know, I like what you had me. I like what you had mentioned. Okay, no doubt, no doubt. You had some offers to be a Freemason. What does that entail? I don't. I had some conversations with people, and this is before I really got. I just started to get into the information, and this might have been like early 2020. So I'm talking to this guy, and we had a lengthy conversation about history and stuff like that. He was like, "Yo, you know a lot of stuff, man. Are you in any group or anything like that?" I said, "Nah, just a guy who likes to read and ask questions and research." He said, "That's very interesting because a lot of the stuff you talking about, that's like Mason knowledge, man. Like a lot of people don't know about stuff we talking about right now." He was like, "Oh man, I tell you what, you'd be a great addition, bro. You know, if you interested, you know, hit me my email. Here's my email, blah blah blah." All right, I mean, I'm not really for groups, but I feel you. You know what I mean? But you know, you don't have to be in a group with somebody to chat it up, you know, and just exchange info. Now if they want to keep it to be on some type of situation where only the certified can be in this conversation, then that's cool, and they have the right to do that. But I ain't with that. But some information is not for the public, I believe. I will say that. So you know, that's where I'm at with that particular thing. So yeah, keep your eye out for these machines, man, because they coming in hot. We better start getting on our. We need to be in that Telegram group talking about remedies prematurely, because just like they coming up with shit, we got to come up with shit to counter it. You know, it's a damn shame we got to go through all this shit to exercise freedom, but that's what it is. Freedom ain't free, and it never has been. Freedom is going to cost you time. It's going to cost you. You want to be out having fun. Nope. Got to read. Got to research. Got to learn to apply. Got to go to trial and error. Stuff like that. That's what it is. Bitcoin is CIA and NASA alleged. Excuse me, NSA allegedly. Interesting. My favorite uncle is a Mason. Yep. Rumor is David Schwartz designed Bitcoin. It's a lot of rumors about Bitcoin, but I'm gonna tell you something. If you think for 1 second something designed by some guy named Satoshi something whatever is going to be made, and people going to intermingle their hands all in it in the black market and all that, and then it's going to make it to mainstream, get an app that you can download, or sometimes even comes on the phones. You can set it up with an email through Google, and you can take cash out. What? No, what? Did people really think? No, absolutely not. This is 1,000%. You know what I mean? The chosen coin. You know what I'm saying? And they're telling you what's up, because the shit was at 63,000 at one point. Yeah, it dropped down to 16. But listen, right before there's a surge, when it drops down, all the rich some bitches are getting in heavy. They kicking out. They doing this right now, because that if you gonna get in it, you know what I mean. The low point is the point. You don't get in it when the shit is 50,000. That's stupid. You get in it when it's 16, when everybody lost faith in it. That's what they do. And then when shit turn back around and shit go up to 100,000, these dudes cash out and let all the stupid idiots try to get in and buy in at 60 grand and hope they can make $50 overnight. You know what I mean? That's how they play the game. So, yep. And these people like, yo, they'll drop $500,000. And let's be real, they all got the inside trading thing going on. They all know what's going on. They all know. You can look at Nancy Pelosi and her husband. All that inside trading they were doing, they already knew what was up. So, we the only dumbasses that's outside the square. But the rest of these people, they already know what's going on. So, 100%, it's all by design, man. They all playing the strings. They plucking them strings and they making money, or they making fiat. Start buying Bitcoin. Hey, hey, I ain't mad at that, Civic Maker. Now, if you're gonna get in on some coins, you buy them joints when they low, and then you just sit on it. And then when them shits get up, because I'm gonna tell you something, if the coin comes back, that's just gonna come back past 60 grand, bro. It's not going. It might be slow, but it's not gonna cap out. That's the chosen one. I'm telling you, look at the infrastructure. It's already being set up. There's no way they would put this kind of investment in infrastructure if it was not going to be something that was going to be all over the place and used. They literally put machines every damn where. This should tell you what time they're on. You know what I mean? Like, yo, you can't see this. Not you per se healing, but nah, overall. I feel the gov gonna make crypto tank too. They want us all broke. See what happened to AMC, and aren't we helping the CBDC by buying crypto? Well, like I said, if you want to do that, you can, but you can always go for the gold or the silver too. The whole thing to this, right? That thing blurry as hell. The whole thing to this is the private transactions. If you still want to have private transactions that's not monitored through crypto, gold and silver has always been something that's not it's private. That's the constitutional money. They don't have the right to tax gold and silver. Like again, if you say, look, let me go ahead and get that shirt off. I like that shirt. Let me get that shirt. I got a silver coin. Can I get that shirt? Yeah, here. Boom. You go home without a shirt on with a silver coin in your pocket. He got two shirts on without a silver coin, right? That shit never showed up on any app. You know what I mean? There's nothing. It's just the silver coin, even bully on it, whatever, man. But it's private. So yeah. I mean, to be honest with you though, the cash, that shit ain't even worth nothing. You know what I'm saying? Like we listen, Joe, we have been dealt a bad hand because when we got here, None of us were alive in 1933. Let's be honest. When we got here, the Federal Reserve notes was already they was already being used. So we literally in a place right now where the dollar's not worth nothing at all anyway. You know what I'm saying? It's not backed by gold or silver. It's backed by the full faith and credit of the people. You going to work and punching the clock every day literally is what it is. So we already are in a situation where nothing is in control now. You see what I'm saying? So unfortunately, we weren't around in 1933 to say, you know what? I'm keeping my gold and silver coins. You can hold this for a minute. That we got put here with the shit already in place. So I would say do with that information as you must. But I will say this though, looking at how many people took that poke, it's gonna be a lot of uphill resistance. That's gonna be like, look, we ain't doing that shit, you know. But religious exemption is a glorious thing. I'm gonna tell you that much. So you know, we're the knowing, so it's up to us to pass the information along to our people. Bitcoin is Federal Reserve and NSA. See, I've heard it's so many theories: CIA, NSA, some guy named David. It's just a lot of theories. You know, Masons there, Masons at top are bad. I've seen one of their real old Bible months back. People on ground level. That's what I'm saying. Like the ones who are the elites, those are they on a different. That's a whole other. They don't even respect the ones that are on a lower level. Ones that would talk to us to help us, they don't care about. They don't even see them as people either. They see you as garbage too. You know what I'm saying? They don't care about y'all. Evil, but at bottom, got kids collecting can. Yeah, there you go. You already know. You know, it's a hierarchy thing. Exactly. When traveling now, I noticed vanity license plates with Mason logos. All that third eye woke up. Also, Masonic decals next to license plates. I haven't met any Masons that were ass wipes. Hey, I've all the ones I met been pretty chill. My kid's great grandpa was high up in KY, and he would never let any of us stay alone at his home because he had paperwork in other languages. Crazy. Not all got the invite to be the top Masons. Yep. Zodiac Aries. Better trademark your saliva, hair, facial. Yeah, better trademark your saliva, hair, facials, blood, your DNA, all that. Yep, exactly. Copyright and trademark your face too with your. You can do it all that right. You can do all that right. Yeah, you can indeed. Bitcoin plus Ethereum is fire. Some people like Ethereum, some people say XRP. You know, it's funny because the people who like XRP say Ethereum is trash, and then the people who have Ethereum say XRP is trash. Then some people say Bitcoin say all the rest of the coins are garbage. I'm gonna say this: I haven't seen any stations take XRP or Ethereum yet. I have yet to go in a store and see a Ethereum or XRP machine. So, but I'm not to say that it's coming. Not saying that because I don't want Ethereum and the XRP guys jumping down my throat. I don't want that smoke. Cash is already controlled. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, yo, we were dealt a bad hand. Cash was already, you know what I mean? They already did some shit with the cash, and we literally hold monopoly money at this point that everybody think you see these rappers holding stacks of debt paper in to their ear like it's like, bro, you literally have stacks of debt paper in your hand. I mean, let me listen. Let me be one of them famous rappers. I'm changing the game. I'm gonna have a stack of kilos of gold in his hand. Like, yo, yeah, you got Federal Reserve notes. And anyway, 1 kilo of gold is like $60,000 anyway. So if you got 10 of them joints in your hand, it'd be heavy as hell. You had to hold your elbow up like this. Two hands. I need two hands. Yo. Kilos of gold. I have kilos of gold up to my head. You holding dollars. You a peasant. I don't walk around with no damn dollars. Walk around like Mansa Musa with a bag full of gold, a big ass backpack full of gold, and a bunch of felons around me. Like Jesus, a bunch of criminals around me. But I'm the only righteous one. You know what I mean? Now let me stop. What are your thoughts on XRP? I got no opinion about XRP and XLM. No opinion at all. If another hits the grid, we got to get my man I am Mini back on. I am Mini, hit me up, yo, because they got questions about crypto, man. We're gonna have to get you in on a episode to get you to break down the sauce on the crypto for these people, man. If another hits the grid, what happens to cryptocurrency? Yeah, that's a great point, Isaiah. That's why I said have your gold and silver because look, it is supposed to be an EMP. You know, this the whole pandemic and everything like that that happened was a litmus test and testing how people were reacting to a global emergency, so to speak. And man, I tell you, they got some good data. So you know, the grid being shut down is supposed to be that's supposed to be something that we're gonna see. You know, they talking about these electric cars, and if the grid can handle these electric chargers on them and stuff like that, man, you know, we just gonna have to wait to see. But I'm gonna tell you something: get your shit together now. You know, the dollar isn't worth nothing unless you get gold or silver certificate. Bing! Look how those prices spiked. Bing! Another country hits. If another country hits the grid, what happens to cryptocurrency? Yeah, we know, 100%. That was an article years back that Harriet Tubman will be on the face of the $20 bill. In my opinion, that is when the US dollar will be gone, reduced monopoly money. Yeah, yeah. I mean, they literally put dead presidents uh all over the currency. Now they got a fictional lady who never existed. You know what I mean? The safest will be silver and gold. That's why I tell y'all, bro. Get right on at Max and get you can buy gold and silver by the grams. You don't have to buy like ounces and stuff because ounces of gold is expensive. Yeah, you got an ounce of how much is an ounce of gold? Let's see. Take a look. I got the app on here, so it changes every day. The price goes up and goes down, but let's see what we're talking about so we can get an idea of what we're discussing here. AppMex, APMEX is a great app. APMEX, you can get all your gold and silver needs on there. You can even buy through a trust on here. All right, let's see. All right, so if we look at the charts, all right, so gold, right? I love this app. This app is so fire. So it's got a 24-hour joint on here. So it had the see that? It's a little graph right there. So 24 hours. So right now, an ounce of gold is $1,759 for an ounce. If you want to buy a gram, it's actually up from back. Damn, this shit is up. It used to be like $50, but yeah, per gram now is $56.55. If you want a kilo, yeah, a kilo is going to cost you $56,000, 553 cents. So yeah. Now, if you want to talk about silver, silver is always going to be cheaper than the gold. Well, maybe not always, but at this time it is. A kilo of silver, you gonna spend $690. I mean, you literally got people that'll go out there and spend that on a Gucci belt, or they'll go out and spend that on some, they go shopping spree and spend $750. Then you can buy yourself a kilo of silver and put that away. Something you could do. A gram of silver is 69 cents. That's more than a 50-cent piece that isn't silver anyway. Ounce, $21.49. You can buy an ounce of silver, $21.49. It's got platinum on here too. You can buy an ounce of platinum, $992.20. That's down $5 actually. Damn. $31.90 per gram if you want to buy platinum. And 1 kilo of platinum is $31,000. And then palladium, which is what they steal them catalytic converters have a lot of palladium in them. And palladium is actually higher than gold and silver and platinum because palladium actually has a lot of practical uses in the automobile industry, a lot of other purposes too. Catalytic converters, whenever you see a situation where people cut catalytic converters off of cars, like there was a big rash of catalytic converter theft in 2008, and it was so bad. I remember being in an area in Baltimore, and it was so bad they cut 5 converters off of the cars we had in the lot. And then they hit Enterprise rental cars. They took 10 converters off of Enterprise cars. Enterprise cars weren't even safe. Enterprise is a car rental place. They cut the converters off, and they usually don't even mess with enterprise cars for some odd reason. They'll go mess with like older cars, but they'll leave brand new cars alone. Nah, they was ruthless in '08. The mofo's was cutting converters. They left out that joint with like 18 converters, man. And they'll take them down. They used to take them down to the yard and get like they'd be able to take like if they cut a Mercedes converter off, they'd probably be able to get like back in the day, they probably get like 250, 300, maybe $400, depending on the size of it. But yeah, they would take all these converters down to the junkyard and they would sell these damn things. And they would make a killing. They might walk out with like 20 grand, 10 grand, all cash. And these people who bought the converters, oh man, they would gut these things and take the palladium out of them. And when they take the palladium, they would sell the palladium to another company who would give them more than what they spent. It's a hustle. But anyway, I'm off topic. So 1 ounce of palladium is going to cost you $1,880, right? 1 gram of palladium is going to run you $60.46. That's like $6 almost more than gold. And then a kilo of that is going to run you 60 bands. So if you want some palladium, 60 bands is Batanio. And actually, palladium went up. Palladium is up $24. Damn, that shit is up $24 per ounce and 77 cents per gram. Sheesh. I tell you, man, them precious metals is something else. But palladium is right now, that's where it's at. That's what they use. But yeah, they put them inside converters because when the exhaust comes through, it actually filters out a lot of the hydrocarbons and it's better for the atmosphere. That's what they say anyway. Better for emissions. The rappers sold their soul. That's why they're dying every day. Yep. Yeah, they getting cashed in, man. The record companies are cashing them in. They cashing them in. They putting insurance on them and they cashing them in. Record companies broke. They liquidating the rappers. They basically sold out. Now they write-offs, man. I hate to say it, but they literally write-offs. They leased their jewelry flashing out and got robbed, and when they go broke, they gotta return it. Wow. That's crazy. They probably hired somebody to rob them too. XRP is booty. See, here we go. Here we go. I'm not getting involved in that. I'm not getting involved in it. What up, hip hop? Was good. You should have crypto, gold, silver, and little debt notes. Agreed. Dead presidents on dead currency. Yep. Ounce of gold is like 200 plus. Kitco is also good for gold, silver pricing. I don't use Kitco, but if you say it is, I bet you it is. Jordans, that's what they spend their money on. Yep, Jordans is like what? They probably like $300 now. Shit, 2 pairs of Jordans, man. You go get yourself a kilo of silver. Keep that somewhere safe. Literally, they'll spend it on a gram of nothing valuable. Yep, indeed. It's bad out here in Connecticut right now. People with cars, what they doing? They cutting converters out there too. That's crazy. Yo, they was doing gas out here. They were doing gas. They were literally, if you had a plastic gas tank, which most new cars do, they would poke a hole in your gas tank. If you had like a big truck, right? Like let's say you had a 2010 Chevy Tahoe with a plastic gas tank. They'll jab your gas tank with a blade and hold a giant canteen under it and take your freaking gas. That's how bad it got, bro. When gas got high, it's still high. But when gas was at its peak, they were stealing gas. Like, yo, they ain't even using siphons no more. They just punching a hole under the bottom. There were a lot of these 5G towers getting destroyed a little ways back. 5G definitely not for the greater good. I agree with that. We're talking about platinum. I remember the '90s. I used to watch Star Trek, and this dude, I think it was for you talking about Rami. He was a Romulan or something like that. He always talk about gold plated latinum or something like that. Like, yeah, he used to always want latinum. He just do, I want the latinum, I want the latinum, latinum, latinum. That's all he wanted. The big ass head with the weird ass ears and the ugly teeth and the wrinkles. Yeah, I know you talking about he was a Romulan. I used to watch that, yo. That was my show back in the '90s. Speaking of hip hop artists, I'm glad Ice Cube spoke about the nonsense recently. He turned down $9 million because of that poke. Man, let me tell you something about Ice Cube. Ice Cube was on a payroll. When they had that meeting back in 1991, and that hip hop meeting where they were about to change the direction of hip hop to take it towards with the gangster aspect of it, man, Ice Cube was on board with that. You literally had rappers like Common Sense. You had A Tribe Called Quest. You had all the dope MCs that was literally talking that positivity. You had Black Alicious, KRS-One. Of course, he had his gangster moments too, but the dude's from the Bronx, so you know, whatever. And then you had Gangstar and all these other rappers who had some positive messages that were being put out, man. And then they had that meeting, and that was it. Hip hop just was like, you know what, shoot them up. That's what it was. And I ain't gonna lie, I'm a hypocrite though, because some of that shoot 'em up stuff I love, like some of the Mob Deep. I'm a hypocrite. Some of the Mob Deep stuff was fire. I like some of the Mob Deep stuff, but then the side effects that come with it, that culture was just, it was terrible. And a lot of people still in jail behind that culture now. I got a cousin that's still in jail behind that. I appreciate those value over life money. I'm scared to say it. Be black and not compromising won't be huge respect for those because most sell out. Right on, Joe Ellis. Ice Cube is the one. Take those $9 million debt notes and keep on stepping. Ice Cube bought him. That's what I said. Yo, Ice Cube is. They already got his. They cashed in on his contract already. They already got everything they needed to get out of him. They say you can do whatever you want. You do the movies. We already got your people listening to your music in the hood and suburbs and wanting to be like you and killing each other. Emulating that nasty culture. And we done made so much off of everything you done. The bonds and going to court and stuff like that, and fines and all this other crap. Private the private military, not the private military, but the private jail industry. We done made so much money off of that, man. You do it out here, you do movies, do whatever you want. You ain't gotta take the poke. You good. You already did what you gotta do. Now, people still getting shot to this day behind that. I'll tell you, the community was completely different back then. You literally had a situation where in those poor communities, they would literally sell crack just to be able to take care of their neighborhoods. You know what I mean? And then you had the situation where the feds got involved and they locked those top dudes up, and then now everybody wants to be the top dude. Now you got block wars, all that stuff. See, again, the government behind that too. Michael Jordan, 59 in Gematria. He's 59 currently. Oh shoot. Oh shoot. Don't say it. That's the man Jordan said keep an eye out for Jordan. Hey, yo. That's interesting. They really pissed about that global population keeps growing, so they gotta sabotage new generations. What is up with the now 9 to 10 billion? Not sure more than they want. You mean Ferengi, whatever his name was, but I know he was a Romulan though. I remember that. All right, I didn't jump so far off track, and I ain't get to show you some of the stuff I wanted to show you. All right, listen, we gonna get to a couple of these things at least. All right, let's go here. So we talked about the TSA and how they moving, right? Now let's talk about the other end of it. Let's talk about this real ID I told y'all about.
Everyone, welcome back to our channel Just Immigration News. We hope you're doing great. Beginning the next year, a new ID card will be required. The most vulnerable group will be the millions of undocumented immigrants who will be effectively denied the right to live or remain in the U.S. since they won't have access to the new license and personal identification certificate. So, what might occur to unauthorized immigrants if the Real ID is implemented? Well, in this episode, we'll answer this question and share the latest updates on U.S. immigration. So, to get all the information, pay attention and watch the video through to the end. Please hit like and subscribe, and don't forget to push the notification bell for upcoming episodes. So, without any further delay, let's jump into the video. Without a real ID, actual identification card, you will not be permitted to board an aircraft after May 3, 2023, and you will be required to stay on the ground. Any of your justifications will be inadmissible. Additionally, the Department of Homeland Security has issued a warning that you might potentially encounter difficulties entering some federal buildings. The Iraq and Afghanistan war spending bill was amended by Congress on April 5, 2005, resulting in the new identification document, the state-issued driver's license.
Do you trade options? Did you know that nearly half of the market is traded behind closed doors in private off-market exchanges called dark pools? This is where the big institutions, hedge funds, and top traders execute 90% of their trades. How can you expect to win in the market if you can't see these trades? Trade Algo has the most comprehensive real-time dark pool monitor available to the retail trader. Our proprietary advanced algorithms identify stocks that are set to surge based on abnormally high volume in these off-market exchanges. Sign up now to get free dark pool trading alerts.
I've been getting paid $1,000 a month, if not more, just from this app on my phone. And I don't know if you can see this, but it's called Audible. Okay, so I'm going to show you right here. I have a check from Audible. This is for $1,100. This one's for $1,100 again. And then this one is $1,200. Every month, I am getting paid by Audible. For those of you that don't know what Audible is, it's actually a child company of Amazon, which is one of the largest marketplaces in the world. So Audible is where people normally buy and sell audiobooks and podcasts. And the first time I learned about this was 3 years ago from Christian.
The government claims that the implementation protocols are prepared, are only awaiting the scheduled date to be put into effect after nearly 20 years of planning and delays. From May 3, 2023, passengers taking domestic flights within the United States must provide a driver's license with enhanced security that complies with Real ID. The document with a star or any other form of identification recognized by the Transportation Security Administration, such as a passport. If the identity document lacks the Real ID mark and you don't have any other acceptable forms of identification with you, you won't be able to go through security and you'll miss your flight permanently. So, what about the undocumented? According to a Department of Homeland Security assessment released in January 2020, just 34% of estimated driver's licenses, out of a total of around 276 million, passed security standards imposed by Congress. Following that, the federal government mandated that states submit a monthly report detailing the total number of licenses issued under the 2005 law. Everyone born after December 1, 1964, according to Real ID, must get this new identification card, which is regarded as the first stage in the implementation of the National Identity Card. The new cards can only be provided to U.S. citizens, legal permanent residents, and aliens who are protected under deferred action programs like DACA and temporary protected status, according to the regulation. The largest concern thus centers on the estimated 12 million undocumented immigrants who reside in the nation without any form of protection and who will essentially lose their right to live or remain in the United States if they cannot access the new license and personal identification document. According to Dallas, Texas-based immigration lawyer Jane Barron, it is not yet clear what the government would do with persons who have problematic permanent status. Many immigrants who do not have legal status are now traveling with current passports, but after May 3, many would stop doing it out of concern for a more stringent inspection, according to Phoenix, Arizona immigration lawyer Ezequiel Hernandez. And as for being subject to deportation, I don't believe so, but the implementation of Real ID will further ensconce them in the shadows, he added. The new national identity requirement was supposed to go into effect in 2008, but it has been delayed numerous times owing to lawsuits and the refusal of several states that object to the legislation, claiming that a driver's license is a document that is subject to state law. Now, what is Real ID? According to DHS, a new method of identity authentication known as Real ID was approved by Congress in 2005. The federal government should create criteria for the issuance of identity documents, such as driver's licenses, according to the 9/11 Commission's recommendations from both chambers. For identity cards and driver's licenses issued by states, the Real ID Act establishes minimum security requirements. It also forbids federal entities from using state licenses and ID cards that are not compatible with official functions. These purposes, the DHS specifies access to federal facilities, federally regulated commercial aircraft boarding, access to nuclear power plants. So, how do you get a Real ID? According to the government, individuals must visit the digital portal of their state's Department of Vehicles and Motors to learn exactly what documents are required to receive the Real ID. The person must, at the very least, Provide proof that full legal name, date of birth, social security number, 2 proofs of primary residence, the legal status of stay in the United States. State-specific regulations may be imposed, so you should consult with your state's DMW website before visiting in person for extra guidance and help. According to DHS, regarding the appearance of the Real ID license or identity card, DHS states that it will include a badge, typically a star, at the top of the card. The bear with a white star on its hindquarter serves as caliper. NIA's emblem. Well, do minors need a Real ID? Regarding kids, the DHS states that when flying in the U.S. with a companion, the TSA does not demand that youngsters under the age of 18 present identity documentation. However, the companion will require a Real ID after May 3, 2023, to prove their identity. The ministry reaffirms that travelers will not be permitted to access security checkpoints if they do not exhibit a license that complies with Real ID requirements or another authorized document. Finally, what other documents are valid for travel? For its part, the TSA explains that if you are traveling after May 3, 2023, and do not have a Real ID, the following documents are acceptable. U.S. passport, U.S. passport card, DHS Trusted Traveler Cards, Global Entry, Nexus, Sentry, identification from the United States Department of Defense, including dependents, green card or green card, border crossing card, state-issued enhanced driver's license, an acceptable photo ID issued by a federally recognized tribal nation or Indian tribe, HSPD 12 PIV card, passport issued by a foreign government, Canadian Provincial Driver's License or Canadian Northern and Indigenous Affairs Card, Transport Worker Identification Card, Employment Authorization Card from the U.S. Citizenship and Immigration Services, United States Merchant Mariner's Credential, Veterans Health Identification Card. Well, now you may be wondering, can I cross the border with my Real ID? DHS says no Real ID cards, which cannot be used to enter Mexico or enter other countries, are passports or driver's licenses with security biometric information. A passport or passport card is required for that. So, why the rejection of Real ID? When the law is fully implemented on May 3, 2023, opponents of the proposal, notably the American Civil Liberties Union, worry that it would make it simpler to track people's data and put the federal government at the center of every citizen's life. The civil rights organization continues. Real ID would have a very detrimental influence on privacy by permanently making driver's licenses a sort of national identity document. He adds that it would result in increased costs, longer queues, repeated trips to the DMV, registration of vehicles and motors, and bureaucratic nightmares for citizens. It would also place a substantial administrative load and cost on state governments. The claims are refuted by DHS. Real ID is described as a national set of standards, not a national identity card in the statement. Additionally, it states that no federal database of driver's license data will be created under the text. Each jurisdiction continues to issue its distinct license, keep its books, and manage who has access to those books, and when Real ID goal is to increase the security and consistency of our identity documents. Now, let's talk beyond the licenses. In addition to inventing a new type of identity, the Real ID established, among other things, that only foreigners who are legally residing in the United States will be awarded a driver's license. Undocumented immigrants can be pursued and detained anywhere in the United States by licensed bounty hunters. Immigration deportations are permitted before appeals are resolved. Gotten rid of the optional suspension. People who have been in the United States for many years, committed a crime, and prove that they have been rehabilitated, may be deported. Developed faster removal techniques. Federal immigration authorities are permitted to serve as judges and deport foreign nationals who apply for admission to the United States. For the first time since the Civil War, it curtailed any court scrutiny of immigration-related issues. Immigration judges and agents' rulings are not subject to appeal. The right of habeas corpus was limited, and interim suspensions were abolished. For the first time since the Civil War, it restricted all judicial review. People who have legal options to challenge their arrest or deportation orders are affected by the act. authorized immigration service employees to deny asylum claims and accelerate the foreigner's deportation, for a process that prevents an appeal to an immigration court of the decision. That is all we have for today in this episode. What are your thoughts on this?
All right. So, putting the pieces together. We talked about the Real ID Act and the whole passport thing. We know what we already know we're good because we have the passport card and we got the passport book. We already know we're straight with that, right? It's not the point of me showing you that video. The point is I'm showing you guys that they're putting this Real ID Act thing in place, and they're also using that other machine. So why is the hell is it if it's a situation where they are going to do something where they do a face scan anyway? Why the hell would it be necessary to have a Real ID? Well, if you remember earlier, they say if you don't want to use the facial scan at this time, you can use other methods to identify. The Real ID Act is going to basically be it. So as it stands right now, you have a few states that did not get involved with the Real ID situation, and because they didn't want to get involved, they're trying to push this federal thing heavy, and the states are basically pushing back because the states want to keep their rights to, their U.S. citizen slaves. It's a tug of war for the slaves basically. But this is information we're gonna need to know because, again, if there's gonna be a situation where we gotta put our foot down and be like, look, we ain't going for this. We gotta know all aspects of what's going on. I would like to read whatever information comes out about this particular technology they're using because I want to read the fine print because there's always something in the fine print where it's like, aha, I can use this and not have to deal with it. You know what I mean? So that's just something I wanted you guys to let me see put out there. Let me see here. He said, "My bad. You had to step away for a minute." He says, "90s hip hop did me bad. You remember the one of those guys, the Bone? I think it was Crazy Bone was talking about that meeting. Yeah, I knew about that meeting in 2000, and I think it was '04. I heard stories about it, but I read an article somewhere that there was supposed to be a meeting that happened, and then he came out and said it like, "Yo, yeah, that was real." Like, damn. And it's just crazy. You look at hip hop, it changed so much. You had the golden era where everything was positive, everything was good to listen to, it was inspirational, and it just took a nasty turn, man. But we got some bangers out of it, but yo, at what cost? Yeah, I tried to press skip back. I came back just in time. Y'all was suffering. I had to let y'all out of it. All my kids are religiously exempt. F all that for real shit. All of us natural nationals are religiously exempt too. You know what I mean? We got claim to be here. I'm gonna need you to get YouTube Premium. Tell you what, man, y'all go ahead and donate every time I get on here. I get the premium, that way you don't have to worry about that. But y'all gotta kick out the donations, man. I dig that gematria. Gematria is fire. Bathroom break, bro. Yeah, we not citizens over here. No, we are not citizens. No, sir. Temporary protected status since when and from whom? Exactly. Like, yo, huh? And my question is, it's going to be interesting to see how these programs spring into action for these people. Because, like, the DACA program and all that shit. I done heard stories about people who was in the DACA program was married to somebody who wasn't like Latino or Mexican or whatever. And damn, I think what the hell? I think it was a dude, and he got a check for like $100,000 or something like that. He was like, "Yo, I just think it's crazy how, you know, I'm on a DACA program and I got a check for $100,000, and y'all been fighting for reparations for I don't know how long, and y'all haven't gotten a dime." I'm like, bro, it's a lot deeper than that, bro. This is it's a lot deeper than that, man. But it's just crazy though, because that's when you look at how the federal government works, that's what it is. Hey, what does that mean for nationals? It means we have the passport. Yes, we do have the passport. But this is additional um countermeasures being put in place. So I'm just showing you that yes, these things are changing. And yes, if you have an old driver's license and stuff, some people keep their driver's license. But if you don't have one of them real ID driver's licenses, some people let's say some people are waiting for their passport to get back. Let's say they apply for the passport and there's that wait, but they got to go travel somewhere. So if they're national and they don't got their passport yet, they still got the old fashioned driver's license. They ain't gonna be able to get on that plane. Now, unless they get on somebody's ass, like, yo, where the man? Bring his ass out here right now. I'm not going for this bullshit. I know my rights. Y'all don't have the right to do this. You got to have somebody consent to this. You know what I mean? So this basically is one of those things where we need to be aware of everything that's going on, because this is an additional TSA thing we just might have to deal with at a later point. They're trying to force slavery that don't pertain to us, only their slaves. It does it right now. But again, still watch. If there's a chess move that happens across the board that isn't going to affect you right now, you need to consider, later on down the road, it might be an issue. Something to put out there. Start getting rid of those nexuses and you'll be good. Yeah, the nexus. Yeah. Good old fashioned nexus. Her boyfriend is a U.S. citizen. This guy. This guy glisten. The bounty hunters. Yeah, the bounty hunters don't be playing out here, bruh. Like that whole dog, the bounty hunter thing. And dude's a real bounty hunter. Been blessed by Mother Nature at least 3 weeks in Iowa. 50 to 60s warm air gusts from the south. That's fire, because it's been cold here. Enough with the weather manipulation. My team got her license at 17. Got a real ID and didn't ask for it. North Carolina been advertising this forever. I knew something shady was up when they were putting ads up and that barcode. Listen, I know somebody, right, who during the lockdown, she her license expired during the lockdown, and the DMV, I think this was in Georgia, as a matter of fact, the DMV was allowing people to mail their stuff in. So they told her in order to get a real ID, she couldn't renew her old license because it wasn't a real ID. She had to get a state ID first to close out the account that wasn't a real ID license, because it was already expired, but she had to close the account out, which tells me, somebody's behind the scenes getting some cheese on that. So she she goes ahead and she has to get the state ID. So she pays for the state ID. State ID comes and they said, all right, well, now that the account is closed out, now you can come back and take the state ID in, or send the state ID in via certified mail, and you can fill out the application for enhanced driver's license. And that's what she had to do. And this was before she got into the information and during the lockdown. So, dude, they were literally making people get state IDs first to close out that license account, and then they were moving forward to get a, to turn that in to get the real ID. So there's definitely some cheese behind that driver's license thing. Somebody was saying, yeah, you can claim that money from that driver's license. Somebody was saying something about a W4 sandwich. I don't know about the W4 sandwich. I didn't use it. I'm not familiar with it, but I've heard stories, but I don't know anybody that's had any success with it. But yeah, anything they push is basically, you got to look at it like this. What's the catch? There's always a catch. You see that Wu-Tang is on Hulu. Bobby did you had a goofy album before Wu-Tang? Yeah, I saw that shit. Prince, what is it? Prince Raheem, yo. Oh man, that album. Ugh, that was a black eye. He had to come back with the Wu-Tang thing after that. Because let me tell you something. That was terrible. How people how are people get on the status? Y'all be giving me brain tumors with these comments. On the status change, if you use the old driver's license, don't do that. Don't be out there using the driver's license on the passport application. Don't do that, man. Don't do that, yo. Do not do that, man. Please don't do that. Nah, you got to use, if you have a passport already, you can use that. That's good enough. You don't need nothing else. If you got a passport already, even if it's not a national passport, you can trade your passport in to get the national passport. You just correct the status with a DS11. Don't do nothing else. Do a DS11 and turn in your old passport, because it has an option for that on there. There's no need to do any other form but the DS11. Don't let them con you into doing something else. Nah, that's not the move. And don't be using no driver's license if you don't have. All right, so look, you use a certificate of live birth, right? And then you can bring a witness. You bring two witnesses with you. They can fill out what is it? It's one of them witness forms. They got them at the post office, I believe. But it's a witness form where they fill out testimony that you are who you say you are, and that one form goes in with the certificate of live birth, and that constitutes as a second form of identification. But please don't be out here using a driver's license because a lot of the times, y'all, if y'all got driver's license, that's evidence that you're a citizen. Because you can't, as you heard us, you can't get a driver's license if you're a U.S. citizen. If you're not a U.S. citizen, rather. You know, you had a bunch of rings of people that were selling driver's license, like insiders in the Department of Motor Vehicles would sell phony documents to immigrants, and they would get like 1,000, 1,500, some cases 2,500 per pop, and she ended up getting busted by the feds. They always get caught. Like you dipping in their pockets, they gonna put their foot in your ass, especially if they're not getting a cut of it. So we might have to do, as Wolf mentioned, and create our own IDs. There we go. You're already on the path. Might have to happen in the future, man. That's what I'm saying. So, you know, like I said, get on board, man. Know what's going on so you can know how to move later. Absolutely agree about the weather manipulation is literally killing us. You listen to Dane Wigington. We're real bad off. No climate is organic anywhere, now created intentionally. Word. 2020, Kobe and Pop Smoke died at the beginning of the year. There was a huge energy harvest in 2023. Michael Jordan, the NBA YoungBoy, would be a crazy matchup to harvest the most energy. Ouch. Yeah, let me tell you something. That Jordan thing, bro. Oh, that's crazy. Like, listen, bro. Like, yo, it's very few heads around the earth that are more known than Jordan, Michael Jackson, Eminem, and who else? It's some heads were like, yo, even if you don't listen to this, you know who this mofo is. Michael Jackson was the biggest. He was the biggest, like, yo, that mofo. Everybody knew Michael Jackson all around the world. Everybody knew him. So, but that said, you know, yeah, indeed, that would be an energy harvest. Shit, I think DMX was too. Man, DMX was pretty big, man. Not just to New Yorkers. But yeah, Jordan would be. I think they've been saving that, keeping that one on the tuck. I've been watching the skies; they fly so much. Then 2 to 4 days later, North Carolina gets some real strange things. Other places get floods, droughts because they're moving the rain. Iran said this and was ignored. Yep. Oh, we know. We already know. It's all pertaining to your personhood. What up, Jordan? You follow. I talking about something else. Yo, I just got my private place. Do I need to deregister my car after I give them? It's some steps you got to do. Hit me up in the private because it's some steps you got to do first. Like you got to definitely have to deregister because when you got your stuff registered, you basically got it registered to them. And if you didn't contract properly, you did not preserve any of your rights. So if you must contract with them for whatever reason, do so intelligently. If you don't want to contract at all, you got to deregister that. Yeah, there's some other steps you can do. You know, you got to correct the address. You know what I mean? And then you got to do. I would recommend transferring into a trust too. You can do that also. That protects it. Also, put them on notice. Yes, indeed. Yeah, I got to redo mine because I only had a driver's license as identity. Yeah, don't. Yeah, that's. I mean, you could try it, but I would not do that. I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't do that. They changed them forms. The forms ain't even the same as they were before now. So, yeah, I wouldn't do that. All right, let me show y'all this real quick. One more video. All right, take a look at this. I don't know what cartoon this is. I'm pretty sure some of you guys do, but I don't really watch cartoons like that. But take a look.
File in the Illuminati archive.
Okay, that's Keanu now, and here he is in Bram Stoker's Dracula in 1992. He's barely aged a day. How old are these photos? And who are all these women? Hollywood immortals?
The Illuminati has spread their message using the charisma of actors for centuries, but get this, they found a way to keep them alive so their star power never dies.
Hollywood's leading men are making themselves immortal using the blood of young women. They're all hundreds of years old.
Every ageless leading man is one of them. Nicolas Cage, Brad Pitt, Larry David, and the most bloodthirsty of them all, Leonardo DiCaprio.
That's why they all take 19-year-old models who we never see again for their blood.
Shit, I have to go to my next cleanup job. Someone on the internet found out Margot Robbie is CGI. Call me later.
Ricky, you gotta tell.
Okay. I'll be wondering how stuff like this actually makes it into the public because what the hell? That was crazy. All right. So I don't know what cartoon that was, but that was wild. But yeah, they said Margot Robbie is CGI. When you put them on notice, they'll stop too. Yes, sir, Mike. Yes, all I see is X's in our sky painting. Next day's forecast. Yep. Raining hard. People getting sick. Weather changes. Oh, the weather. This is the weather. This day get sick weather. It ain't the weather. It's not the weather that gets you sick. It ain't that simple. Not the weather. Jordan sold a lot of people out by investing in them prisons too. Somebody actually told me that wasn't actually that Jordan that did that. I heard it was a popular urban legend, but it wasn't actually. There's another guy named Michael Jordan who supposedly invested. I don't know how true that is though. Between the sneakers and prisons, Michael Jordan invested a lot of money and made him back on his investment. Yep, a lot of kids got beat up in the hood over his sneakers too. Antonio, you got private plates. Yes, indeed. I plan on cancel my driver's license this week. Think I still have to redo passport, or will it update when they cancel the license? You need to go do a my e-verify, bro. Go do a my e-verify, man. And Bad Wolf has a real good video, and I was watching it today. Go to my e-verify and look up the Bad Wolf channel and go to my e-verify. He'll walk you through the process. Do that. Yeah, do that. Yep. Consultation. It's usually like I only for my time it's 75 an hour. It's 75. I ain't breaking the bank. So what the fuck? A6, you should drop some tracks like Immortal Technique. I heard you rap. Thank you, thank you. Yeah, I should, but I mean, I'll be honest with you, dude. I ain't had the motivation to like I used to do, man. When I used to rhyme, bro, I used to love the culture. Like, yo, see, my thing that I drew inspiration off of when I was younger, man, it was mostly like the Tribe Called Quest hip hop, the DJ scratches, you know what I mean? Stuff like Scribble Jam, like that was a big one for me, yo, because like it's just the energy. You know, we used to have something out here called Speaker Boxing, where it was the same thing as Scribble Jam, it's a hip hop expo, and you had the graffiti, you had the break dancers with battle. It was the break dancers battle. That was dope. You had that, then you had the DJing, of course, the beat battles, and then at the end, the main event was always they would have some beatboxing too, but the main event was always the MC battle. Like everybody wanted to see the MC battle, man. So I would do the MC battles. But yeah, that was my inspiration, you know. But dude, this stuff now, it's just it's hollow. It don't inspire me to do nothing. It makes me want to not rap. Like I'm so glad I left that shit alone, listening to a lot of these whack ass artists. You know what I'm saying? Then the problem is a lot of dudes around this area, they don't support. You know, a big problem with Baltimore is it's a crab in the barrel mentality. A lot of rappers, a lot of rappers and not a lot of talent. You know, when you got an oversaturated pool, everybody's man's is a rapper. Yo, my man, F that. Yo, my man's is the best. Ain't nobody better than my man's down the street. Guys live on the same block, you know, at beef with each other just because they both trying to climb out. That's how the South got on, though. The South actually had unity. They put each other on. You know, if this guy got a hit record, he'd go put three dudes from his block on. No matter how whack they was, they would still make a hit. He hook them up with a producer. They make a hit. They put somebody else on. Oh yeah, Mike Jones and all of them, Paul Wall, all them dudes got on like that. I used to think they was garbage lyrically back in the day. Paul Wall was dope. Mike Jones was okay. He had his moments. Some of them dudes was trash though, like Lil Flip. He was garbage. But they knew how to they knew unity. It's that Southern hospitality. They put each other on. So they took the game over for a while, you know. But it definitely degraded it degraded the fabric of hip hop because you know after that shit started getting more whacker on the radio. You know, good beat, terrible lyrics. Yeah, the exceptions of J. Cole, the exceptions of people like Schoolboy Q. You know, you had uh, of course J. Cole. What's dude's name? Kendrick Lamar. A bunch of them dudes. A few of them actually. I actually thought Tyler the Creator was dope too, but you know. Now in a lot of North Carolina, a lot of truck stops have to scan your ID license in order to buy some shit. Yeah, that's interesting. Isn't this show on Netflix? I don't know. I didn't see it. Private place and killed over sneakers. Yep. Vampires are real and they come in many flavors. Stars, right side up or upside down. Yeah, indeed. There you go. Colorado River by broke my heart when I took the fam on vacation in the Grand Canyon in July. The river was so shallow. Still was a great time. Okay, he talking to somebody else. Yeah, light bearers. Yeah, bearers of knowledge. Yeah. Let me see. I heard that too. It was another guy named Michael Jordan. Yeah, I heard that. All right, let me go ahead and that's Inside Job season 2. Is that what that is? Okay. I'm gonna look. Is that on Netflix, Civic Maker? And you got the sauce on all that stuff. Lupe Fiasco, yes indeed. Lupe Fiasco is some heat. All right, look, let me go ahead and we coming up on 2 hours and we ran way over. Let me go ahead and drop this link in here. King Los is from Baltimore. Let me tell you a story about King Los. I actually was at an event at Red Maple. Red Maple used to be this really nice hip hop spot that was outside of the college area. And what the hell was that spot at? It was right off Charles Street down in Baltimore City. So we would um we would go to this spot. They had something called Always Dope Thursdays, and it was so dope. It was hosted by PetX and a bunch of other local clothing companies. And Breakfast had this Breakfast Records had this event. They would throw it every Thursday. It was so slick, yo. They would have all the MCs would come out, and we all knew each other. And then all the anybody who was associated with beatboxing and all that stuff, we would all come out and kick it. Drinks were cheap, you know what I mean? The girls was out. It was nice. It was a nice day. So we would come out and they would have these MC battles set up. And yo, I went out. I had a battle that night. I battled this kid named Finesse, and I actually ended up winning that night. And then I go out after the battle, and yo, no, look, I said that wrong. Before the battle, right? Before my battle, before I got called on stage, I saw a cipher. So King Los was over there rapping. He was getting off, and he had a few of his boys was there. So I'm listening to Los, and Los is a madman on the cipher tip. He was a freaking mad. I'm just watching this dude work. Like, damn, he is nice. So I go when they call me up to the stage. I go up. I win the battle. I come back, and I see this kid named Reasons. I don't even know if he still raps anymore, but I remember Reasons. He would always get super agitated when gun rappers would jump in ciphers. He's a white dude. He got super irritated with a gun rapper, and he would get on him and he would eat him for the most part. I seen him do it multiple times in different events. So, Los is a street rapper, but he's an intelligent street rapper. So I guess this guy didn't know who Los was. Lesson one, know your enemy, because he tried to go at Los and Los came back. I watched this man eat this dude for 45 minutes straight. He literally he freestyled 45 minutes and he destroyed everything this dude said, everything he was wearing. He got on everything. He talked about, he just got on him. It was bad. 45 minutes. He just ate this. I had it on camera somewhere. I gotta find it. But he destroyed this dude for 45 minutes straight. I was amazed. I was like, sheesh. Yeah, Los is a madman though. Yeah, he's a Baltimore native also. All right, let me go ahead and drop this link right here. All right, so anybody who wants to hop in can do so. Please do. Any of y'all did the Freedom of Information Act I-94 on the Department of Homeland Security website on immigration and citizenship? They'll tell you really. That is some gold. That is some gold. I will have to indeed look into that. All right. Note made. Thank you so much for that bit of info. All right, in the green room, we got my man for a third week straight. Y'all been asking to have him back, and here he is. My man Victor Von Doom. What's up, son? How you feeling, man?
Peace, brother. How you feel? How you feel?
Dope, y'all. I like that logo in the back of some heat. I
Oh,
like
thank
it.
you, thank you, thank you.
Yeah.
That's our national banner.
Nice,
So
nice. I like that.
thank you.
All
I just
right.
I wanted to address some of the questions about Masons.
Mhm.
I remember when I thought Masons were bad, and then as the years went on, I got to know some interesting people. I knew some Masons that were complete asshats, and I knew some that were like ideal, superb human individuals. But like with anything, you got organizations that are secret, and you got organizations that keep secrets, and you've got a number of organizations you will never hear of. So just because you might see a lot of things, read a lot of books, you see cartoons with the Illuminati symbol, and you hear different things, but until you've entered that realm, until you are you either are raised by a Mason, or one that you could judge them by their character or whatever else. Don't assume that Masons are all terrible people who are manipulating things behind the scenes. I mean, they you know people are people. They're where they're at. Just look at it this way. If A6 was a magistrate, but he was who he is now, he's a national. He didn't tote it around. But then I come before him and I say, I'm here on special appearance to address the matter of, he's gonna instantly say, not only is this case dismissed, I want to talk to this brother, in chambers, man to man. Okay. And the attorneys and anybody else that's involved probably won't know what the heck is going on. And they'll say, oh, there's some kind of secret society, or there's some kind of handshakes or this or that going on. When really, no, we're living our rights as Americans. Unbeknownst to all the other sheep in the room. Okay. So that's how you could look at being, or dealing with the ideal of a Mason. It's like witches. I don't know if there's any witches out there, but black magic, there's a difference between black magic and dark magic. And I think A6, you mentioned that there's Masons in Hollywood, and then some of them are not really Masons, they're something else. So, you have Luciferians who are not evil people. They rock with the opposite camp spiritually, but they're good people. But then you got the Luciferians supposedly in high up society that do commit evil acts. Okay, so dark magic, dark sciences, dark practices, Masonry. I mean, if you think mathematics is evil, then I don't know what to tell you. So I'm trying to say what I can say, the little bit that I can say. Nothing that you can't find in the book.
Yep.
All right, but let's look at it this way. If you're afraid of geometry, if you're afraid of character building, then being a Mason is not for you.
That's simple. Yeah, that's simple. Like I said, I've met a few, and I haven't had any issues with the ones that I was aware of anyway, because I don't have any much issues with anybody because I don't move that way. But
right.
I've had good experiences with him. So a lot of people, oh, he's a Mason, he ain't shit. Like, I mean, you could very well be alienating this man because of his beliefs, and he might be somebody that can help you out.
Exactly.
He might have an answer to a problem you're having. You know what I mean? That might help you out, and you just basically shunned him because you feel as though you're uneasy about it. I mean, you got a right to think what you want, but
Right.
if you want to, I would recommend keeping an open mind. Let people determine from who they are, not just, you know what I mean. Now,
Yeah.
if somebody identifies with a group who's openly on some bullshit, that's completely different. You see
Yeah.
what I'm
Yeah.
saying? But there's the high level ones, like, yo, a lot of these dudes that are not like, owners of the Federal Reserve or such.
Right. Yeah.
These dudes is not out to get you, man.
Yeah.
So,
No. It's 33-degree Masons who, are out there, with the barbecue pit, grilling up with their grandkids, and they like, I can't go nowhere because my car doesn't work, and I'm a little bit broke, I'm this, I'm that, but he's still 33rd-degree Mason.
Yeah.
He doesn't have it where my car broke down, so the limousine is gonna pull up. I don't cook for myself anymore. I've got secret chefs. No, it doesn't work like that. I've encountered 33-degree Masons that I've enlightened on certain things. So, I mean, it's not what people think it is, and I understand. I was there. I used to think all kinds of. I'm not even going to verbalize some of the things I used to think about Masons. Weird stuff I used to hear. I'm like, I'm not down with that, or I'm not, man, And then my cousin became a Mason, and then he said, you know what? I know you, and I know what you're about. So I want to introduce you to some people, and there you go. So it's about knowing the character of a person, and that fraternal order has done a lot for society behind the scenes. So and they tend to get the brunt of stuff where it's like you can say Illuminati and you don't know who it is. Okay, it's easy to say Leonardo DiCaprio is Illuminati or whatever else, because most of you will never meet him.
Yeah.
Okay, it's easy to judge somebody that has a lot of power and that you'll never meet. You can make up anything. But then Masons, you can touch them, you can see them, you see the emblems on the car, all that stuff, and you can say what you want to say, because you know these people, and they get the brunt of it. Like, oh, these books about the Masons and the Scottish Rite and this and that, and Aleister Crowley might have been all these different things. But sit down with a person. This goes for witches, magicians, anybody that you think is off the beaten, the straight and narrow, talk to them. Okay, you know what, A6, you may as well be a practitioner of the esoteric sciences, because you have an esoteric knowledge that not other people have. Okay, Bad Wolf, knowledge that other people don't have. It's esoteric, it's hidden, and yet it's powerful.
Yep.
Okay, as a magician, I might cast a spell to walk among the crowd without being noticed. Okay, using some type of mind clouding technique. Or I could basically walk with confidence, knowing, what, I'm national and I got my ID and and you can't say anything, and I got a fee schedule. So even if I die, my kids are getting $50 million, bro, and I'm happy about it. And nobody pays attention to me because I'm happy. It's not different. It's power. Power gained from knowledge that the masses don't have. Unfortunately, this is knowledge that the masses should have. Okay, is what they should have. But because it is the way it is now, it's one of these things where I tell someone, yeah, I got rid of my voter's registration. Oh, you can't do that. You can't do that.
Yo, facts. Yo,
what
facts.
are you doing? And no, I had guys like, Victor, I thought there's going to be a red wave. I'm like, I could care less.
Yeah.
It's not mine anymore.
Yep.
It just isn't. So everybody out there that comes to these lives and watches the show and is delving into this information, okay, you walk with knowledge, which can be a weapon, can be a shield, can be a sense of a security blanket, but know that you walk with a knowledge that not many have, and that makes you strange. If some of you have encountered it, you're not required to pay taxes. It's voluntary. Oh my God, this man's talking crazy.
Yeah,
What
man.
this child talking about? He
And they
needs
said it.
Jesus.
They said it
You know.
themselves. Like, bro, that's not even my words. They said that. Yo, the director
Right.
said this. The
Right.
director of the damn IRS said this.
And when
Bro,
I present documentation, it's like you hear crickets, and then they're like, I can't believe it.
yeah, yeah,
So, you know,
absolutely, absolutely. So let me ask you, what is your take on? Because I've been wanting to hear your opinion on this. What is your take about this whole ID thing and this machine they got coming they want to scan your face? How you feel about that?
I mean, it's been coming for a while, and computer recognition is pretty much something you could do at home. So I know if I can build a laser scanner for the topology of the face, they can do the same thing. They have done the same thing.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. The video you showed, in contrast to the first video, is that they talk about how there's pushback. That's the difference. It's pushback.
Mm-hmm.
So we've got the technology. If there was no pushback, oh, you would see all kinds of Logan's Run crap. Chips in the crystals in the hand. Facial scanner. All types of just wild stuff. But because people push back, you have people that are in power that say, hey, you know what? Like you said, my slaves don't. I don't want to do this with my slaves.
Yeah.
We this state wants to do it this way.
Mm-hmm.
Another state says, well, we want to jump on board with da-da-da-da.
Yeah.
So you got all these conflicting things, and then you got people like us. They're watching us.
Yep.
They're watching us, and they know the numbers. Yep. They know the phone calls. They know the conversations. They probably know how many people I speak to weekly about this.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
You already know. You already know, man.
And then after I talk to them,
that's part of this. Like, yo, dude, knowing this stuff and talking to people, bro. They always watching, man. That's why I say, look, moving honor, staying honor, you good. We'll be out there sideways.
Exactly. But again, you have people out there who don't move in honor on both on our level and above. And we just have to be mindful of that and ready for that. I know there's people out there that want to know this so they could do stupid stuff. You hear about it all the time, running a red light, to test out their sovereignty or their nationality. That's not what you do.
No.
That's just not it.
That's gonna be in my inbox. Yo, Six, I need help, yo.
Right.
Bro, why did you run the damn? Oh, I was testing it out, bro. There's a lot easier ways to do it than that. You know what I mean?
Exactly. So no, I think that this has been a long time coming, and they want to see what further pushback there is. I think that, I mean, there was a time I would have said it could have its benefits, but after everything I've seen over the past 6-7 years, no, there's no way. This is not good for anybody. Yep. Nothing that they do is going to be good for anybody. Okay. It's comparable to Jeffrey Dahmer setting up a clinic to give anal exams. Okay. That comes with great risk to anybody that would go there. Right. And guess what? He's got a track record, and he opens up a clinic. Let's say he didn't get locked up. He opens up a clinic. You'd be a fool to go in there, or an overnight boys' home. Okay. He got off, he got acquitted, and he opened up a boys' home, and you put your children there with the notorious Jeffrey Dahmer. You are an idiot.
Yep.
And you say, well, he was licensed by the state.
Right. As if that's a good reason.
What else? I mean, he got to be a good guy. No, that's not it. So, the U.S. government, and we always say the government. We always say government. Okay. Let's be real. The corporations.
Yeah, there you go. That's more accurate.
The corporation.
It ain't the government that's supposed to be corrupt. It's some bitches behind it.
Yeah, I mean? Exactly. You got more than one Emperor Palpatine running around there thinking that they're going to do some stuff to the people,
For Palpatine.
and you got everybody getting along with it. And even though they're dropping like flies, they're like, well, I'm going to go get another one. Like, well, go, more power to you. Okay.
Hey, it's that, but you know what though, and the same, and I let that shit go a while ago, bro. They got the right to choose, man.
They do.
They have the right. If they want to go do that to themselves, they can. If they want to go do that to their children, unfortunately, and I don't support that at all. But
No, I don't
There's
support
nothing
that.
you can do about it. Like, yo, what can
No.
you do? You
No.
can't,
No, not unless I'm going to put this carefully. There's nothing we could do about it unless or until we are placed in a position where we have the power to make the determination whether we should do something about it or not. Because situations change. I had this discussion with somebody recently, and I said, you don't realize how many people acquired power, became a king, and they were like homeless. They were a slave, and they end up ruling, the population that enslaved them. Okay, many accounts in history talk about people that had no status, no nothing, wake up one day and realize, I'm leader of the Garthinians, and I'm like, how did I even get here? I was just a gladiator for sport. I was just getting beat as a slave, and I found some documents where I saved the master's daughter, and I bumped up in status, and then now I'm sitting here with a crown on my head. Well, you may end up in a situation where you're like, hey, I was just on YouTube, chopping it up with, all the nationals and everybody and all the kind, like-minded people. And now, I'm sitting up here, making decisions for what was the former United States of America. How did I even get here?
Yeah.
And then it's like, oh, well, people start taking their children to oh, wait, I can make a choice. I can make an executive decision about that now. Yeah. All right, starting tomorrow, children aren't required. Well, I want to still do that. Okay. Starting the day after that, it's called child abuse.
Boom.
So you have to be ready for the universe, to place you. And this goes for everybody listening. Be ready for the universe to put you in the proper circumstance, give you the proper opportunity, and you seize that moment. You seize that opportunity because you see there's plenty of monsters out here, but we don't have that many heroes. We don't have that many gods yet to fight the monsters. And that is a serious metaphor. All of our legends talk about heroes and monsters, gods and monsters. Okay, gods who sleep with the women and create the heroes. Somehow or another, men rise up to slay that beast that's plaguing them. And this is one of the platforms for that, this knowledge, because once everybody hangs up, you have an opportunity for the next week to dig into what's being said here. You have an opportunity to prepare your affidavits. You have an opportunity to say, if they say, F your affidavit, F your nationality, you are a slave. Then it's like, I'm thankful that you said that because now I got this piece of steel here, a sword, okay, metaphorical sword. And it's time to get busy.
Right.
I don't have to question anymore and say, well, this one is good, and these might be corrupt. No, it's all corrupt. They're going to enslave me. Now it's time to get busy. There's no ifs, ands, or buts. It's black and white at that point. It is now black and white. But fortunately, we're not there. Okay. Yep. So we have the instruments, administrative processes. We have the paper weapons that we need to use. We have knowledge. Okay. Science. Delve deeper into science. More science than you can. Just consume as much scientific knowledge as you can and gain understanding. Okay.
Stay curious.
And overstanding as well.
Agreed, 100%. Man, that's some heat right there, man. All right, let me catch up on some of these comments. We all saw my man Bad Wolf in the house. What's good, Chant?
Right on.
House, yes, indeed. Respect Victor Von Doom. Yes, sir. Give my man his flowers. How do you set up a fee schedule? Man, you create your notice, state your status, because at the end of the day, listen, you have the right, okay, to bill somebody for whatever time. Your time is not free. contrary to popular belief, you have a certain amount of time in this particular realm to do what you need to do. All right.
Right.
People stealing that time from you. That shit doesn't have to be free. It's free if you say it's free.
Right.
You know what I mean? So like if somebody hems you up in a situation and causes you time, like bro, nah, you ain't gonna just be out here just taking my time. So here's a preemptive fee schedule. This is what it is. You know, you send it to the head of whatever and say, look, if you want to do this, fine. This is the fee. You're gonna pay me this per hour or per minute. You know, $500 per minute, $1,000 per minute, whatever you think your time is worth. You put them on point. Like if y'all, harass me and do this, that, and the third, if you violate my rights, this is the fee. If you want to lock me up, this is the fee. You want to take me without seeing a magistrate straight to a cell, this is the fee. And then we'll total it up at the end. We'll send you a bill. That's what it is. You do administrative process. You got 3 times the opportunity to cure. And then if not, default their ass and claims on bonds, you know what I'm saying? Stuff like that.
Right.
There's a bill that's owed. It's an outstanding bill.
Right. Nothing
personal.
Everything
is commercial. It's all commercial, son. It's all commercial.
Right. And the sooner we walk like that, sooner we talk like that, things should be a lot easier for us. Like I said, reserve the warrior. Keep the warrior on a leash, your back pocket, at home, whatever. Just like it's nothing personal. It's just business.
Absolutely.
All right. And then when they don't want to play business no more, they're like, "Oh, you learn how to play business? Yeah. All right. Well, we're not playing business anymore. We're just we're just doing it this way." And you're like, "Okay, that's fine. I was ready for that too."
Right.
And guess what? I got an army. And be like the Hebrew Israelites stepping up in New York. For Kyrie Irving. We got nationals everywhere. Yep. And guess what? They ain't all brown. How's that? Yeah. Okay. Then oh my God, what is this? What is this? This is where you didn't do your homework, sir. Okay. All those law books sitting behind you, you didn't read.
Right.
So no. Okay. Like I told somebody, was it yesterday? I probably made a couple of my Christian friends uncomfortable, but I said, any judge tells you that any man who represents himself in court has a fool for a client or something. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I said, well, yeah, you tell him, well, thank you, magistrate. Because the fool is the first step on the tarot card and the fool is the first step to wisdom. So let's continue on. I will go gloriously as the fool and I'll come out as the king. I'll bypass you though, because the judge is in the tarot deck. All right, but I'm just saying, like, there's certain tiers of knowledge, and the fool is where you begin innocently. You're like, yes, magistrate, I am a fool. I am innocent. I am beginning these steps. So let's walk through. Will you walk for me? And before we're done, you may end up, I might end up hiring you for something. All right, so you got to come at them. It's just business.
Yeah.
And I didn't know this. I'm not. Please. I don't want everybody out there to think that, I'm speaking from a position of, I've been doing this, for over 20 years. No, I'm new to this. But the words that are coming out of my mouth are due to the revelation, the illumination that this is business. I would hear it. Yusufel and others would say, yeah, man, shit, it's business, man. That's all it is. You do your due diligence and, it's just about business. And I'm like, business. Wow. Okay. And I said, yeah, it is business. It's numbers, business, all of it, just business. Oh, guess what? Oh, wait, I can be a banker too. Oh, okay. I can be, oh, really? All right. So that's where I come from with this. All right. All of you have power. Okay. A6, I want to thank you again. All right. You and Bad Wolf. Wow. You guys are on fire all the time. And I'm thankful more than I could express to you for having the platforms that you guys have, and I'm looking at all the people that chime in and everything. And you guys seem like you bring your own power and wealth to the table. So we have something, we have an army, and I don't use that term lightly. And I don't use it in an aggressive sense. Okay. I look like army ants. Okay. Don't mess with the hill and they'll just keep doing their job. but you mess with them and then they assemble.
Mhm.
We need to make certain that we have our documents together, but we need something else. Like we said in the last video, we need to have something set up where, one of us gets in trouble, we can make a phone call. And trouble meaning that we've done everything we need to do, we've done everything we could do, and this individual, be it judge or police officer or whatever, whoever is in power, is not adhering to the law, and we're being kidnapped or detained without any due process, without nothing, and nothing is being acknowledged, the paperwork, nothing. Okay, then you step up. Or one of us has been killed because somebody had an itch, and that person that was killed didn't have a spouse that knew where the fee schedule was or whatever else. But guess what? Maybe we did. And we step up for that fallen national, okay, and handle that police department for the family members of that fallen victim. Okay, so I'm just putting some stuff out there. I'm not saying anything but a word.
I feel you. 100%. Good information there. Good points, man. 100%. Definitely. We the people is AKA we the elite. The Constitution resembles nothing but a constitutional monarchy without the head of state. The document with real knowledge, the Declaration of Independence. I think it all plays a factor, man. Honestly, Apple got fingerprints first and face scan. Yeah, they got the face scan on the cell phones too, man, and the fingerprint capability too. So yeah, the tech is there. The tech's been there for years, but they're just rolling it out. The Walmart's already had them face recognition. The Dollar General too. Them things be recording and storing data. I believe that. Yeah, I went to what the hell was I think I was in Arizona or maybe Texas. I think I was in Texas, and Houston, as a matter of fact, and paying a toll for you know how you got to go out of those parking garages and they got like a little put your ticket in the machine now. It used to be like that. They used to have somebody who was a representative working as the gate lifter or whatever, and you pay them, and then but now you take the ticket, more jobs gone, and you put it in the machine, and then they say, all right, you got this amount of time to go down to the gate and get your car out. And dude, literally put the joint in there, and like as soon as it caught me off guard, and luckily I'm tall as hell, so it was only at my chest. But like, it was a fucking camera. I'm like, what the fuck do you need a camera here while I'm paying?
Right.
Well, what the hell is this? They literally had a camera right there for the parking machine. I'm like, oh nah, fuck this. I put my hand on that motherfucker now. You don't need to see y'all doing too much now. Why would you need that? But that's the bullshit though.
I put my I went to Walmart and I put my gloves. No, yeah, I saw the camera checking out. I'm like, what are you looking at me for checking out for?
Right. You're doing too much.
So I took my gloves and I covered the camera.
Right.
And I did it. I do it every time I go. And then one day the lady sees me. She's like, you can't do that, sir.
Tell me what
I said, why not? She's like, you just can't do that. And I was like, just can't, huh? Oh, I said, okay, well, you know what?
Just can't. I love that.
I said, okay, I'll get my gloves when I'm done cashing out. So she went, I guess she ran off to get a manager or whatever, but I was done by the time. Even he just came, he was just standing there with his arms folded looking, and I got my gloves. I was like, put my hat on. I walked out, and I still do it to this day.
Exactly. Like, what do y'all even talk? You can't do that. Why?
Yeah.
And you ask them the question, why?
Yeah.
Nobody wants to answer the question. Why?
They can't answer. I would respect it if you said, well, because we just got those in, and it's like you're cheating us of the use of them, or something like that. Like, oh, okay, that's really smart. Okay, yeah, but no. So yeah, there's cameras everywhere and everything.
Yeah.
So
there was a fool on TikTok that was doing 80 driving recklessly. Jeez. Other Von Doom, love it. Yeah, he has some fire for a bit in history. We got that too. They have stolen time and energy. I love that clean zone. Yeah, my man Mike ain't been playing around. He said, "Now I'm taking these people to task. They ain't gonna fuck with me no more." He said, "I'm doing it all, smacking them hands, man. Put them in check. Put them back in check. Yep. The bell has been rung and cannot be unheard."
That's true. That's true.
Mounting flame. I don't even step foot in Walmart. I try to avoid going to Walmart. I don't like Walmart, dude. The energy in Walmart is it's always off. Like, dude, I done seen some weird shit in Walmart, man. Nah, it's not for
Yeah.
me. Yeah, they want to know what goes in and what goes out. You scan your face when you're in the aisle. Yeah, yeah, yeah. We already know that.
Yeah.
They have cameras at most of the stoplights now. Yeah, dude, listen, they got them on the interstate here, yo. Like they literally got cameras up in the up above on the side where the Jersey rails are or the Jersey walls are. They literally got giant stoplights that look like stoplights, but they got cameras
Right.
right on them, and they just monitoring everything, yo. And it's like, dude, how much of this information is being stored? All of it's being stored because they're not using it to give anybody tickets. It's just there, which is
Right.
even weirder. Like, yo, what is the point of you having this camera just here chilling? What are y'all doing? Data mining, bro. It's data mining. They looking at the license plates. They got the ALPRs, automatic license plate readers. They seeing who's where, how long they there. You know what I'm saying? And all of that stuff is connected to the Department of Motor Vehicles, so they know. And this is the way they get around the Fourth Amendment. If you have, there's no expectations of privacy in public, is what they say. So if you have a driver's license, a license plate, and it's registered, you got address, name, all that stuff, and you got all that information in that bad boy, all of that stuff is right there. So all they got to do is run the information. The ALPRs know what's going on. So when you going up an hour away on a spot that you never really go to like that, oh, they saw that. The private plates is fire because listen, I could be anybody.
Right.
And that's all you need to know. You don't need to know who's in the whip. You don't need to know none of that. It's private. Mind your business.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
UCC 1308. That's who I am. Like, what is this? Oh shit. We
Yeah.
got nothing. That's what time
Yeah.
we on. So, but like, this been going on for a while. Stoplights. I've literally seen them at stoplights that don't even take a picture of your license plate when you run them. They just want to know what's happening, who's coming and who's going. But that's
Right.
that's the state way. That's the big brother shit, man. So
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
saw a very interesting video. I think I showed y'all this too. This guy had this shirt on, and it was a dope shirt. It was a shirt he had on where somehow it was able to confuse the cameras. It was like a shirt, and it was how you can actually get a picture made into a shirt. He had like a picture of his family or some family or something on it, and it had so many faces. The camera was like, "Fuck it, I don't know what's going on. I'm not
Right.
gonna." It didn't focus on nothing. So the dude was just walking around, and like at first it tried to zoom in on his shirt. The little rectangle appeared on one of the faces on the shirt, but then it got confused because it was a bunch of them. So it just didn't
Right.
do anything. So I need to
Yo,
find out how he did that.
Well, that harkens to the rumors about the AI, rumors about this massive intelligent computer that supposedly is growing and learning. It listens to our voices. I know something is listening to us, watching our habits. It's. I have a feeling it's leading up to something a lot bigger than just data mining.
Oh yeah.
I believe that it's looking for a way to recognize human behaviors, human quirks, and then after it's gobbled up so much data about these various people, then it can create an algorithm that is able to assess or predict behaviors or predict responses to various scenarios in order to kind of like remotely control the entire society. All right. I saw a video. I'm going to try to find this video where they're talking about the new world order by the World Economic Forum.
Yeah.
And they were saying it was a cartoon video, and the video was saying this woman was narrating. It says, I live so effortlessly, and now that we don't use cars anymore, we ride our bikes. We don't have to worry about gaining weight. And then they said, no one uses those, gas guzzlers except for the wealthy. And they show a big limousine rolling down the street, pumping out fumes while everybody else is riding their bikes. So the elite are going to still have their cars.
Yep.
And then they've got the computers.
Private jets too. Private jets.
Yeah. They're going to have all of that.
Yeah.
And you're not going to have anything. but here's the thing. They said, she's like, my husband, I remember when he liked meat, but we don't need that anymore. So we're all vegetarian, and so he stays at home all day on the computer. That's where he works for his job. Our life is so good. But here's the kicker. Then she says, but my sister, she lives in those those ghettos in the outer outskirts where the people don't have our luxuries, and they refuse. I don't know what's wrong with them. They refuse to go along with what we want, and they don't have all of our luxuries. So they're going to say there's people, and I think we know who those people are.
Yeah.
There's people that are going to refuse to get along with the agenda, and they're going to be pushed into these ghettos.
Yeah.
Where, okay, then fend for yourself, do your own thing. You're not chipped. You don't have any of that. You just live over there. So if I find that, I'm gonna find the link. I hope if it's still up. If not, I'll find the video of the gentleman that posted it that I was watching. He's got a platform. He's a practitioner of the dark arts, but he posted it because he was concerned about it too. And we all need to be concerned about these people basically manipulating our future.
Yeah.
We should be able to have the right to say, you know what, when I get mature enough to decide what I want to do, I want to be able to do it versus I'm grown up, and now that my parents and school have given me 8, professions to choose from, I'm going to choose from those. That's not real life. That's not real life at all. So I think that the facial recognition, all of it may be for this so-called supercomputer, which is supposed to basically take care of everybody. And we've seen that in movies before, where this computer runs the entire city.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And
they would love that.
There's people up there, that would just like, oh, just do it for me.
Right. Right. How about that? And look, Wolf brought up a good point. All these cameras, and yet nowhere near 50% of crimes caught and solved.
Right.
Like,
right.
Make it make sense at least.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Like, dudes just run around, like dudes is out here in Baltimore, dudes is running around blowing people away left and right. A lot of murders unsolved, you know what I mean? Robberies, people stolen whips, converter theft, and these cameras are everywhere, you know what I mean? They even got the there was a big thing back in 2007, I think it was, when they put it might have been before that. It might have been like 2003 or 2. But they started putting cameras up in the inner city hoods, like the real grimy areas.
Right.
They was worried about the cameras being able to see in people's houses. They don't give a fuck about your privacy. And they said, well, the cameras automatically censor out what's going on in the house. Like, the amount of people who are stupid enough to believe that is ridiculous.
Right. Right.
They're everywhere. And then my man made a good point too. He said, those blue lights, the ones that the street lights that are actually blue, they say they have luciferians in them or something. They can detect if you took the poke or not. But they was like, some of them cameras on there, I saw like there's a little node right on the top of it around where I'm at. There's a node on the top of it. You can't see it that well, but it's like if you look close, it's like a little rectangular node or something. And it's like, what the fuck is that? But then you look, like, that fucking around be a camera right there on top of this bad boy. I thought it was a 5G conductor for a long time, and it might be. But dude, those new street lights, they play a big part in all this stuff because they're popping up everywhere.
Right. Which, again, we need to consider, getting out. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that's gonna listen, man. Like I said, I've been saying this for a while, man. The moment I'm on an island somewhere, man, you know what I mean? A beachfront somewhere, you know what I mean? Relax, and all of this is behind me, bro. That'll be the day, but not yet. We still got work to do.
Plenty of work to do.
They will control everything, and we will own nothing. Happily, the TV shows of the future show poor live on the streets or lower sections of the skyscrapers, showing you what's to come. Yep, the lower sections of the skyscrapers is an interesting bit of information. I'm gonna tell you something. Go watch Judge Dredd, the one that came out in 1995, and see how that shit operates. Because I'm telling you, that is right there is a telltale sign. You know what
Another
I mean?
one,
I didn't want to move.
Another one is They Live, which I'm sure everybody,
Oh hell, that's my what?
That's
I watched that for fun. I watched They Live. What? I watched that. Dude, I got shirts about this. That's my shit.
Yeah, that one right there.
Yeah, I'm surprised that got made, man.
I'm glad it did. So
AI runs the internet. AI are the fact checkers. AI is who gives you a strike on. Let me tell you something. They got profiles. They literally got profiles. The AI and bots, they even got profiles following this one. Like, you'd be surprised. A lot of these subscribers and shit be bots, bro. Like, you see somebody got 20 million subscribers or 10 million subscribers. A lot of that shit is bots. They literally have bots that'll even leave comments. They got bots that'll argue with people in comment sections. They got bots that'll fact checkers that'll report people's that dude is, and they just listen for buzzwords. They look for they look for nudity, stuff like this. This is how that shit works. The artificial intelligence has gotten to a point where it's too fucking powerful. You know what I mean? To the point where if you say certain buzzwords or trigger words, that's what a shadow ban is. It's not an outright ban, but it's like, yo, all right, now you're since you mentioned the word, C19 or whatever, you know what that is. Now your profile comes up 30 pages down.
Right.
Whereas opposed to if you just talked about, this rapper getting popped, top 4, top 5, top 10. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
So that's how it works. But it's the AI doing all of that. They call it an algorithm, but dude, that's what time we on.
But it's an advantage to that. It because the old saying, garbage in, garbage out, programmer language. This computer is learning, and it's learning from a population that's pretty much dumbed down.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
So I see at the end of the day, the AI is going to be a super dumb machine. And remember, it's artificial intelligence for a reason.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, artificial intelligence. So don't be intimidated. You hear artificial intelligence, you're like, oh my God, super intelligent. No, artificial intelligence. Why would you be intimidated? That's like saying I got an artificial lover.
Yeah.
Okay, I got an artificial lover, an artificial girlfriend. Not impressed. Not impressed. So we have artificial intelligence. Not impressed at all, because you ain't got true intelligence. That's why you got artificial intelligence.
100%. Yeah. My man Hip Hop Liz said they're building a wall city. Yeah. And that city is going to be built exactly what we were just talking about.
Yep.
The middle class in the middle, the high ups all the way on the top. And did you see in that same, I think the same area they built in that city in, they actually just they built the first what is it? It's a production car that it flies. So these are going to be what these cities have in them. These cities that are built are going to have this technology for the people, the elites, and the people on the bottom, and the poor people. And then the people who live in the middle of those cities, they're going to have to go down through the bottom. But the thing about it is, you got to come up through the hood, to get up to your spot in the middle. Meanwhile, these elites, man, they flying around places. They flying the tops. They don't need to go to any middle spots. They don't need to go to the floor. There's nothing good on the floor for them. They're eating at the top spots. They're eating at the 5-star restaurants with the cuisine that's the deluxe cuisine. The what is it? Organic food and all that stuff. The real food is up there. The crap is at the bottom. GMOs at the bottom. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The middle class is not going up to the tops at all. You know what I mean? Maybe you might have like an attractive woman who's like 19 and some higher up might pull her up from the bottom, you know what I mean, to go live at the top. But, at that point, she ain't going back down because the living is too different. It's too drastic of a living. So,
like you said, Judge Dredd. Yep.
And check this out. My man hit it on the head. The Jetsons. Boom. Yo, and we've been watching the Jetsons. How long? We used to watch that when we was 5 years old. They was telling you right there what time they on. Yo, the Jetsons flew everywhere they was going. You see what I'm saying? You might even have some sucker dropping his family off, and then he goes to give his wife $50. She take his wallet and leave him with the 50 and dip off. That was hilarious. Oh, yeah. Always every day I saw that, I would always root for him and just say, "You ain't get my wallet." Get out. Yeah. Every time I'm like, "God damn it!" Damn, but yeah, But yes, indeed, there are going to be prison cities. I don't know, man. I don't know. It depends. It depends, bro. It could be a situation where they are, but I don't think so. I think the elites are gonna move in these places, and they're gonna have these special cars that fly all over the damn place, and they're gonna be, that's what time they're gonna be on, man. Now, who's to know? I'm gonna tell you something. What you got to think about is, in these particular cities, if you watch Judge Dredd, people were afraid to leave that city. They were scared to leave.
Yeah,
like that was a punishment, like exile. That was the ultimate punishment, exile.
Yeah, they called the long walk.
Yeah, like you gotta leave and you gotta live amongst the squalor. And then the people who were out there, they were like, society collapsed, but shit, we got freedom out here.
Yeah, we eat people, but we free.
Right, yeah, we got freedom. We might have to scrape and scratch for a meal and shit, but it is we ain't got no motherfuckers telling us what to do and enforcing these stupid ass laws and shit. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So,
but the gentleman that said about the prison, the prison cities. I think that's why they're moving toward trying to get us to be more vegetarian or vegan. It's less expensive to have a passive population than to try to take care of a bunch of aggressive, mean ass prisoners that will outnumber you eventually and take over. But if you emasculate the men, you sterilize everybody, you make everybody, want to put on the what's that, the megaverse or whatever.
Metaverse.
Okay.
Man.
And they're just all they wet tissue paper. The worst crime they could ever commit is like stealing somebody's Game Boy. Okay. And all the thugs and the hood guys, they've been eliminated by various factions or whatever else, jabs or whatever. They're going to have passive people.
Yep.
Okay. They're just going to have passive people. And if you're locked up, you have no rights. So you're going to take that jab.
Yep.
So whatever they put in there, they can modify your behavior, modify your sex drive or your reproductive system. You're not going to be a threat.
Mm-hmm.
So that might be a case. Instead of building this mega city for prisoners, just pacify the population.
Yes, sir.
So that might be.
That's what's happening with the bugs and all that. That's exactly what's happening, man. Even the GMOs, the food don't even have as many vitamins in them as they're supposed to. Not enough vitamins to sustain a grown man. You look at how men look now is apparently to how they used to look. The boys are tiny, skinny. A lot of them are frail compared to how they used to look in the 60s. They were big and muscular, taller. More facial hair. It's a genetic war, man. Genetic and chemical war, basically. But it's one of them silent wars. Only the initiated know what's going on.
Yep.
A lot of technology operates on extremely low frequency waves. With the Earth going through the age of Aquarius, a lot of technology will go offline due to solar flares. By the way, on November 8th on Election Day, did you see? I guess we'll have to see, man. Only time will tell at this point. No, but no, I did not. I did not see the solar flare, the 8th. I did not see it.
Yeah, the technology we have is antiquated that we use. The power lines are all old as dirt. It's all done that way, man, by design.
Yeah.
They've got technology where solar flare wouldn't matter for them.
Oh yeah,
it really wouldn't.
Pipes and all that stuff, man. Like, dude, these pipes been in the ground, like.
Yeah.
It's just it boggles my mind that nobody thinks about this stuff. Like, yo, y'all are cool with drinking this shit out of the water. Y'all know how long them pipes. Y'all know what the inside of them pipes look like. Like, y'all are good with drinking this shit. No, thank you, man. No, thank you.
Right.
It's a craziness, but that's my man. What do you say? The Fifth Element, Demolition Man's my shit. I love Demolition Man.
Right.
Krypton TV series, etc. guides the future. They have to show you what they're doing before they do it. Everything in the now is outdated technology. Yeah, it's facts, man. That's facts. Agreed. This chaos magic. They got to show you what's up before it happens. So.
And like you asked about the last clip, the cartoon.
Yeah.
With the Illuminati.
Yeah.
I made a comment to everybody. I said, transhumanism. What's the difference between the transhumanism movement and vampires, werewolves? Movie stars, all of it. Okay, you got, the what is it? What's the substance that they want from children?
Oh yeah, the achrome.
Yeah, the adrenochrome. So
you said the word.
So whoops, my bad. Yeah. So you
just knocked this down by like 30 positions.
Yeah, sorry, I was trying to fish for the word. I didn't mean.
That's why I said achrome.
Yeah, right. So sorry, AI. Please forgive me. But yeah, the chrome. That's a vampire.
Yeah.
And they always glorify it in Hollywood. Everybody wants to be a vampire. They made it a cultural icon. They made it sexy to be a blood-sucking, dead, stanking, cold thing. That's sexy, right? Okay. Or werewolf, half man, half wolf, werewolf. Okay. It's not just werewolves, it's There's Veta tigers. There's Veta panthers. There's all these kind of things that go on. Transhuman. They want artificially. They want to master what high priests have been able to do for years.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, they want to be more than human. So yeah, having bodies, multiple, being able to do all this, it's not unrealistic technology. Not unrealistic at all. So do I believe that the actors are? I don't know.
Yeah,
but they're called stars for a reason.
That's where I'm at with it too. It's possible. I'm not gonna say it's not. My man Russell said, "Are we looking up potential gems tonight? If you'll look it up, I'd like a little feedback." So, all right, you know what? I'm about to turn it in. So, you know what? Let's humor my man Doom. All right, what question you got, Russell? What gem you want me to look up? Because I'll go check it out. Lost 60 points instantly. What are you talking about? Lost points. What I miss? 60 points. What does that mean? But yeah, so this stuff is, it's very interesting to watch how things are playing out, man. But keep the information on this up. Everything we talked about, keep that in the back of your mind and watch out for this stuff because you go to the TSA, man, look for that machine. Dude, it's I'm telling you, I would like to have the documentation on this machine. I would love to have that so I can read what it says. Transhumanism, $6 million in a bionic woman. Boom.
Yeah.
The A word. Yep. Public Law 241. Oh, you're talking about. I thought this dude was talking about crystals. He said gems. All right, let me see. Public Law 241, Article 3. We'll look it up. Give me a second. You can take the floor in the meantime, Doom.
Yeah, like you said, do your research, dig deep, find anything unique, share it. There's a number of, how can I say, the patents that were mentioned earlier for certain substances. I've got those. Patents for things you would not believe. Patents that if you had a list of patents that I have acquired, and they're free, they're online. Some of them have been snatched because I can't find them again. But you would say to yourself, how are we in this situation? And not all the patents, have all of the key secrets. Okay, but if it made it to the patent office, then there's something to it because they'll reject a patent that is just ludicrous. But there's technology that if it was implemented, you wouldn't have to pay there wouldn't be electric bills, there wouldn't be gas bills, there wouldn't be any of this.
Absolutely.
Okay, so and well, there's a lot more I could say, but I'm not going to say here because this is information that people have been, how can I say, they've died on their cornflakes, choking on their cornflakes in the morning. Then they come up with a brand new device or a brand new method of doing things. Even some homeopaths have turned up annexed because they were helping people during a certain time. So I'm trying to tailor my speech.
Take your time. Yeah, I got you. I feel you. Thank you.
Yeah, it's risky out here, and you got people that move outside the bounds of lawfulness. Hence why I said, let's be correct. Corporations.
Booyakasha. All right, so I think I found what my man's talking about. He's talking about Public Law 94-241, citizenship and nationality. So it says Section 301, the following persons and their children under the age of 18 years on the effective date of this section who are not citizens or nationals of the United States under any other provision of law and who on that date do not owe allegiance to any foreign state are declared to be citizens of the United States except as otherwise provided in Section 302. And it goes on to say, A, all persons born in the Northern Mariana Islands who are citizens of the Trust Territory of the Pacific Islands on the day preceding the effective date of this section and whom the date are domiciled in the Northern Mariana Islands or in the United States or any territory, possession thereof. All right. All persons who are citizens in the trust territory of the Pacific Islands on the day preceding the effective date of the section who have been domiciled continuously in Northern Mariana Islands for at least 5 years immediately prior to that date, whom, unless underage, registered to vote in elections for the Mariana Islands or any municipal elections in the Northern Mariana Islands prior to January 1st, 1975. Then it says, C, all persons domiciled in the Northern Mariana Islands on the day preceding the effective date of the section, who, although not citizens of the trust territory of the Pacific Islands on that date, have been domiciled continuously in the Northern Mariana Islands beginning prior to January 1st, 1974. And it says, Section 302, any person who becomes a citizen of the United States solely by virtue of the provisions of Section 301 may, within 6 months after the effective date of that section, or within 6 months after reaching the age of 18 years, whichever the date is, the latter, become a national but not a citizen of the United States by making a declaration under oath before any court established by the Constitution or laws of the United States or any court of record in the Commonwealth, in the form as follows: I, such and such, being duly sworn, hereby declare myself to be a national but not a citizen of the United States. That's pretty simple. Section 303, all persons born in the Commonwealth on or after the effective date of this section subject to the jurisdiction of the United States will be citizens of the United States at birth. All right, so there's the word persons again. Section 304, citizens of the Northern Mariana Islands will be entitled to all privileges and immunities of the citizens in several states of the United States. All right, so that was a whole lot of information there. All right, so what I saw here, A is very interesting because it'll say in the Northern Mariana Islands or in the United States or any territory in possession thereof. So Section A, the territory and possessions thereof will be the several states, which basically will make you a national pretty much. All right. So going back to all of that information, I think Jonah Bay actually covered this. I heard him and Keem L talking about this a while ago, but the possessions of the several states basically. So the United States originally was supposed to be the several states. It was a bunch of different states agreeing to one uniform constitution and to run their states according to that constitution, even though now it's been changed so much. But the original idea was to have that be the issue. The corporate territories took over after that, basically. So now you have effectively the corporation, which is the United States in all capitals, and you have your state of, which is the state of whatever you're from, state of Massachusetts, state of Maryland, state of California, state of Texas, state of Arizona. All of these places are corporations. They're the overlay. The republic is supposed to be the several states. So yes, you are a national. That's why the law actually says, I think it's I don't remember what code it is, but it actually says all what is it? All U.S. citizens are nationals, but not all nationals are U.S. citizens. This is why it says that. See what I'm saying? You can declare yourself to be a national, or you have the option of declaring yourself to be a U.S. citizen. So that's pretty much where I'm gonna leave it at there. I'm tired as hell. I'm about to turn it in for the night. I almost wasn't gonna go there. I thought he was talking about crystals, but I said, you know what? Let's rock out. But good one on that, man. Thank you on that.
Yeah.
So, man, great information again as usual. I'm never disappointed when I come in and talk to you guys. This has been a great convo. My man Victor Von Doom over here. Go over there and give him his flowers. Support this man any way you can. Great info. I'm gonna turn the floor over to you right now, G.
Yeah. Thank you, everyone. And just the I forget where the section that you were reading. There's a little affidavit they give you. I just printed that out for somebody who didn't. I got it. I have affidavit of sovereignty. I didn't give a crap. I just said, yeah.
Yeah, affidavit of sovereignty is dope.
I'm like, I did it that way, and I doctored it up. But he was like, that's scary. I don't even want to deal with that. I need something, simple. So I printed that out for him. And I said, now go to Bad Wolf's SS5 video. I said, do what he says there, and then get this notarized. It's just a simple. You read it, just that little bit statement, and get that notarized. Put that with your SS5 and sit down on. So that's a simpler form to do versus the affidavit of sovereignty, which can end up being many pages long. But some of us want to be thorough and make certain that we cross our T's and dot our I's. So.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. All right. So it is A6 the 4 National Born Natural. Thank you so much for tuning in. We'll be here again next Sunday, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, Lord willing. I'm gonna see what's up with a live on maybe a short live on Tuesday too. I'm gonna see what's good with that. But if I come at y'all with that, I need to have some fire. So I'm gonna try to get somebody on here that'll give y'all some more good information. So I'm gonna see what we can do with that. And thank you for tuning in. Hit the Cash App if you can. Definitely tune in. Hit that like button on the way out if you haven't already. Thank you guys so much. I will catch you on the flip side.
Peace and power, everybody.